Hi, Mocha, Kathy, Mandy, Deb on the move. Sean, Peace Niddle, Elise, Nicole, Kathy Williamson, Flower Girl Phillips. You're first, Mocha. Daisy Seed. I have no idea what you mean, Daisy Seed. It's your first time here and you're already in here telling me some creepy guy? What creepy guy? Hi, Jendo, Stella B, Linda, Sam, Kathy I got, right? Nana Patty, hi. Hey, Mir, how are you feeling? Yeah, you had heart surgery? Oh, prayers that you make a full recovery from that, Mir. Lisa did mention you had surgery. Hi, McCarley Kate. Haven't seen you in a while. Hi, Newfie. Melly. Slam RN. Hi. Kathy Allison. Jay Quinn. To Scooter. You sent me an email. I'll check it in a bit. Did you just send it to my truecrimechat.org? Hi, Al. Skipper. Mandy, I got right of Tico. Nicole Griffith, Peace Niddle, Augie, welcome, welcome. Okay, I don't have an email from, I don't know what time you sent it. I just can't, you're going to have to give me a little more to go on than that because I don't have any emails. Sorry. You might have sent it to the wrong email address. Okay, I'm going to go on here. Let's see. Time for a change. Welcome, Paisley. Went to the page. I've got different blogs. If it went to Mommy Ramblings, I don't have it because I don't even have, that's a complete, that's a business in and of itself of mine that I don't commingle. I try to, if you send something to Mommy Ramblings, it will never be found. If it's something to do with this show, it'll never be found. That's why I say don't do the Mommy Ramblings because that goes to Mommy Ramblings, and there's thousands of emails that come in that count a day. It'll never be found. Okay. Let's see here. Tracy, Honey Hush, hello there. I don't even know where we stopped, but anyway, Ageless Beauty, hi. Sue Mac, hello. I missed you, I'm sorry. Sue W., Tracy, you still have balls to open. Okay. I didn't find any other balls. I sent 3 balls to J Bells, so I don't have any balls. And I haven't found the new ones yet. We'll see. Okay. Let's see. Peace Niddle we got. Mary Warren, hello there. Nana Patty, Jen Grill. Carol Boyce. Okay. Moo of 2. I think I've got most of you. If I missed you, it's not on purpose. Shazzy, Kevin Leonard. It's just that this thing, fling shot life. Do I sleep? A little bit. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got you all there. Now tonight we're going to look at some headlines first because there are some things happening in the world. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Okay, let's go to the headlines first, and then we'll talk about the new court documents and what's going on in that crazy neck of the world. Then I'll tell you about my sister and the drama portion, family drama portion of the show. Okay, so here we have armed robbers shot dead an Indiana mother and critically wounded the father last week while the couple's 6-year-old son watched from the backseat of his dad's truck. Now, this is the third case like this in recent weeks. There were 2 mothers that were killed while their younger children watched. And now here we have the mother and father were together. Craziness going on. Wilma and Jonathan Hochstetler's son retrieved his father's cell phone after the brutal attack early Thursday morning so he could call 911. Couple from Worthington, about an hour and a half southwest of Indianapolis, were working on repairs to Jonathan Hochstetler's work trailer at a job site when 2 armed men approached and robbed them, then shot them both and fled. The couple ran a family-owned roofing and gutter business, and Jonathan had been in Indianapolis on a job. At the end of the day, a tire blew out on his trailer, so he sent his crew back to Worthington with the truck while he stayed to work on the trailer. Wilma returned with the truck, a spare tire, and their 6-year-old son, Braden. With the tire replaced, the 2 prepared to leave, but noticed a problem with the lights on the trailer. As they worked on the lights, the 2 men arrived on the scene. They pulled out guns and robbed the pair of their wallets and Wilma's cell phone. The 2 started to walk away. A family friend, Andrew Yutzi, told the media, then abruptly turned around and just point-blank shot Wilma and then Jonathan. Braden was hiding in the back seat of the truck. Jonathan crawled to the truck after the man left and called Braden to get his cell phone, which was still in the truck. The boy did so. Jonathan called 911. Police arrived and found Wilma dead on the scene. Jonathan was struck in the neck and taken to the hospital, where he underwent surgery to fuse 3 vertebrae back together. His father, Sam, said, His father also said that his son has broken bones in his jaw and his face, but he's expected to fully recover. He said, I have total peace. I'm comfortable. I'm encouraged. His father, Sam Hochstetler, said after a visit with his son. He said, I have no anger towards those men. Still, the friend Yutzi said, going forward without Wilma will be difficult. Literally, he didn't breathe without Wilma being a part of it. That's how close they were. In addition to Braden, the Hochstetlers have 3 daughters, Melissa, 16, Abigail, 14, and Kendra, 10. All are devastated. It's a horrible story. Senseless, absolutely senseless. Okay, now we talked about this story. Hang on. No, that's not the one I want. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Another senseless. This happened in Michigan. An investigation is underway after authorities found a mother of 6 children dead in her own backyard. The incident happened a little before 1 a.m. on Sunday at a woodland home close to Kelly Road and Moros. The victim was identified as 37-year-old Kate Elliott. She was found deceased in her yard with wounds across her chest and back. A 42-year-old man whose name has not yet been released reportedly contacted police shortly after the killing and admitted that he was responsible. Neighbors who lived by the couple told the media station that they never heard arguing or fighting from the home, always laughing and joking like normal people, like family, their neighbor Linda Barnes said. Meanwhile, the victim's family is raising money for her children, as well as funeral and burial arrangements. Sad story. Sounds like it was a boyfriend or something. Okay, there's an Amber Alert. Now, I don't think this child has been found. Someone correct me if differently, but it says that 1-month-old baby Amber Alert, substantial reward offered. Cherokee County Crime Stoppers is offering a substantial reward for anyone with information that leads to a Texas infant, Texas again, who disappeared on Friday. Madre Antoine Marquis Argumon was last seen on September 18th in Wells, Texas, close to the 500 block of Old Forest Road at about 7:30 a.m. The following day, authorities found the truck the baby was last seen in and detained his father, DeAndre, for questioning. Okay, so an update in this is we have the truck and we are questioning the last known person to be with this child. We have not located the child. The City of Wells Police Department is working with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department and the Texas Rangers to find this missing 5-week-old male child. At the time, we ask anyone that has spotted a green Ford Ranger to contact the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department. An Amber Alert has been issued. As more information comes into the public, it will be updated. Reports said the child's father was possibly the driver of the truck police located. Anyone with information about the baby should contact the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office at 903-683-2271. Hopefully that baby's found. I don't know. Okay, and then another missing teen, this time believed to be in immediate grave danger, from Texas again. Authorities in Texas are searching for a 19-year-old woman. She has not been seen since the early hours of Sunday morning. 19-year-old Grace Elizabeth Townley of Bayou Vista has not been seen since early Sunday morning. Bayou Vista is in Galveston County, just outside the city of Galveston. Bayou Vista. Is it Bayou Vista? Bayou Vista. Like the bayou, down on the bayou, right? Okay, Bayou Vista. Sorry about that. The specific circumstances of her disappearance are not known, but authorities have issued a clear alert, a law enforcement code for adults who may be in immediate danger of injury or death and who may be kidnapping victims. According to the report, Townley may be in the company of Ronald Thompson Jr. He is described as a black male, 6 feet tall and approximately 145 pounds with black hair and brown eyes. Townley is described as 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing about 140 pounds. She is white with blonde hair and blue eyes. The report does not include clothing information for Townley or Thompson, and it's unclear if police consider Thompson a suspect in the young woman's disappearance. So, hopefully she's found. And then we have an Arkansas woman who allegedly threw a toddler from the car. Arkansas woman was arrested after a young child was thrown from a moving vehicle and died. The woman has a history of traffic and alcohol violations, according to court records. On Tuesday, 30-year-old Whitney Turner Tyson of Little Rock was arrested for capital murder after a child was found with severe injuries on an interstate in Benton, Arkansas. The child died on the highway as state troopers were waiting for a medical crew to arrive. Witnesses reported that the child had been laying on the highway for more than an hour. Court records reviewed by the television station show this is not Turner Tyson's first run-in with the police. Her behavior so concerned authorities in 2017 that it led one police officer to warn other officers of her erratic behavior. Police report from Little Rock shows that in June of 2017, police found her arguing with her boyfriend. The report says she was screaming obscenities and acting in a belligerent manner. Officers believe she was drunk and might have been under the influence of drugs. Her boyfriend had scratches on him and told police he had scratched himself, but police wrote in their report they did not believe him. One of the other officers who contributed to the police report warned other officers that Turner Tyson would likely be combative, as he had previous experience with her. Officers deployed pepper spray and booked her into jail. At the time, her daughter was taken to a grandparents' home. She later pled guilty to disorderly conduct, obstructing governmental operations, and public intoxication. She was sentenced to jail and had to serve 2 days for every charge. Records show that 2 months later, police were dispatched to a disturbance involving Tyson Turner after she had been kicked out of a family member's home because of an alleged drug use. In November of 2015, Tyson Turner was arrested for allegedly driving while intoxicated. She pleaded guilty to driving left of center and lacking insurance. While other charges were dismissed, she also paid a fine. Tyson Turner was arrested in April of 2014 for alleged domestic battery and disorderly conduct, and a court ordered her to pay a $530 fine. Court records show she filed for divorce a week later. Court filing states that she had 2 children at the time. In 2012, she received a ticket for driving without a valid driver's license, tags, or insurance. She would be cited 5 times over the next 5 years for driving without tags, with expired tags, or without proof of insurance. There are conflicting reports about the age of the child who died this week. On Facebook, a woman wrote a post that said the child found on the highway was her niece and was only a couple of months old. But the media station that had the reports of this said the child had been around 2 years old. Arkansas State Police have not confirmed the child's age or the relationship to Tyson Turner. Tyson Turner is being held in the Saline County Jail without bond. She has also been charged with first-degree battery and endangering the welfare of an incompetent person. That's just great. Okay, here we go. This is sociopath. A man will spend the rest of his life behind bars for murdering his ex-wife on a cruise nearly 15 years ago. A crime that prosecutors said he almost got away with. Almost. Lonnie Lauren Cocontes, 62, was sentenced on Friday to life without the possibility of parole in connection with the 2006 killing of his former wife, Mickey Kanesaki. Jury in June convicted Lonnie with first-degree murder with an enhancement for special circumstances because he was accused of committing the crime for financial gain. Authorities allege that Lonnie strangled his ex-wife to death and then threw her body off of a cruise ship in the Mediterranean so that he could inherit upwards of $1 million from the bank accounts and the sale of his home. Lonnie most recently was living in Safety Harbor, Florida, but had previously lived and worked in Irvine, California. I know where Safety Harbor is very well. In a written statement issued after Friday's sentencing decision, Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer said that Lonnie almost got away with murder, except for the fact that he strangled her to death before he threw her body overboard, because she died before she hit the water, and her lungs were filled with air, not water, so she floated. And by a miracle, her body was discovered. That miscalculation allowed us to convict him of murder, Spitzer said in the statement. Lonnie's relationship with his former wife was turbulent. The couple had been divorced, remarried, and then were divorced again when Lonnie booked the cruise. At trial, Lonnie testified that he and his former wife intended to remarry. However, prosecutors contended that Lonnie actually intended to kill her and stage her death so it appeared accidental. His former wife was last seen alive on May 25, 2006, as the ship cruised between Spain and Italy. During the trial, Lonnie claimed that he had ingested a sleeping pill and awoke to find his former wife gone. He reported her missing and returned to the United States. Her body was discovered on May 27th, floating near Italy. Authorities launched an investigation in 2008 after Lonnie attempted to transfer $1 million between bank accounts. He was indicted for murder in 2013, and he's been in jail ever since. During Friday's sentencing hearing, Lonnie's brother, his former wife's brother, Tashi Kanesaki, called Kourtney a cold-blooded killer, a sociopath. "You are rotten to the core. I never want to see you again," Tashi said. Justice was a long time coming there. A Michigan man who has been incarcerated in connection with the disappearance of his 3 sons has been denied parole. John Skelton, age 48, will spend at least 2 more years behind bars for the unlawful imprisonment of his sons, Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner, who disappeared in 2010. A Michigan Department of Corrections spokesperson said that Skelton was determined to pose a threat to the public. He's been incarcerated since 2011. John Skelton has not been charged in connection with his sons' unsolved disappearances. He was arrested shortly after the boys, Andrew 9, Alexander 7, and Tanner 5, vanished from the backyard of his Morenci home on November 26, 2010. John Skelton and the boys' mother, Tanya Zuvers, were in the middle of a contentious divorce when the boys disappeared. Zuvers had sole custody, but allowed John to be with his sons on Thanksgiving. Police learned through a series of interviews that John had traveled to Holiday City, Ohio, 25 miles from his home, around the time Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner disappeared. Further court records allege that he had searched online about how to break a neck a week before Thanksgiving. Cell phone records suggest John Skelton took the trip between 4:29 a.m. and 6:46 a.m. Investigators have focused on that time window as they believe that's when he killed his sons or dumped their bodies. John Skelton has maintained his innocence, said he gave his sons to a group of child protective activists to protect them from their mother. Nearly a decade later, he has not identified the organization, and no one has stepped forward claiming that they have the boys. State records indicate that John Skelton's maximum release date is November 2025. The missing boy's mother said his eligibility for parole will not be reviewed until 2022. She said, "We are thankful that our prayers were answered and the parole board came to the correct decision." And there was a family statement. Yeah. This official family statement says, "Today our family received a letter from the Michigan Department of Corrections Parole Board chairperson that John Skelton was denied parole. Also, he will not be eligible to have another interview with the parole board until 2022. We are very thankful that our prayers were answered and that the parole board came to the correct decision. We ask all who read this to continue to pray for a resolution to the nightmare." Hold on a minute. That Andrew, Alexander, and Tanner be found and brought home. At this time, we are not doing any phone or in-person interviews. There will be a time for those in November, as that will be the 10th anniversary of the boys going missing. Once again, thank you to each and every one of you. Our family and the boys are truly blessed. I think that's about... Oh, no, we've got one here. Yeah, this one. 60-year-old Arizona grandmother. Grab this. Where's her? 68-year-old Arizona grandmother was beaten to death after visiting her daughter and grandchildren on Thursday in what police say is an unprovoked attack. Jay Hungerford, 30, has been charged with a second-degree murder in the death of Joan Sirhan, 68. Ms. Sirhan had reportedly just visited her daughter and granddaughter and was walking to her car in order to go home when she was attacked, the Apache Junction Police Corporal Marshall Harshman said. Ms. Sirhan was transported to Banner Desert Hospital, where she was pronounced deceased. Harshman said police arrived at the scene at about 5:30 p.m. on Thursday and found Sirhan unconscious with extensive injuries to her face and head. Officers identified Hungerford as a suspect and arrested him, but they did not detail what led them to him. Hungerford and Sirhan had no previous contact with each other prior to the incident, and it appears to be an unprovoked attack. Hungerford was taken to the Pinal County Detention Center, where he is being held without bond pending arraignment. It's horrible. Reminds me of, just makes me think of that one in Best Buy, and if whatever happened to that guy. Okay. Okay, one more here. St. Petersburg, Florida. Florida again. Police say they're dealing with an arson and a homicide after finding a body in the trunk of a burning car behind a Florida golf course Monday morning. The body was burnt beyond recognition, and they're unable to determine the race or sex at this time. They weren't even able to determine the make or model of the charred vehicle left on the elevated Skyway Trail section of the city's Pinellas Trail, which meanders through the marshes and mangroves of Clam Bayou behind Twin Brooks Golf Course. Police said a bicyclist reported a car fire at about 6 a.m. After the fire was extinguished, firefighters found the body in the trunk. The scene is about a mile into the trail, which is meant for pedestrians and bicycles. The trail was too narrow for the department's large forensics truck, so they had to load the gear onto golf carts to get into the location. St. Petersburg police are asking for the public's help. We know the body in the trunk did not drive itself there, St. Pete police spokesperson Yolanda Fernandez said. Someone drove that person to that location and set that car on fire. We know that. We are hoping someone else in the area saw something. Maybe around 6 a.m. There were a few other people on the trail that saw something or saw something suspicious. Tanya Miller, who lives adjacent in the adjacent neighborhood, said that she had checked her security cameras. We have several cameras and I didn't see anything on the camera, she said. Fernandez said that the incident appears to be a very deliberate act against this one person. However, we still have a lot of information to uncover. We're very early into this investigation and it's going to be a while before we get the results from the medical examiner and our forensics team to determine what happened. Okay, and then that is that for the headlines tonight. All right, now back to the chat. Okay. IMX big. Good deduction that she didn't drive herself there, yeah. Okay, yeah, so do I. Hi, 69. 61, I keep calling you. Let's see. Hi, Sharon Martin. Hi, Lisa S. Julianne Gonzalez. Hello there. Hi, Gigi. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Extra Good Citizen. Oh, I'm glad you feel welcome. Welcome. We're a welcoming crew. Let's see. Whisper to me. Hello, Zappa. Hello there. Okay, so let's talk about what's Puddin', Veronica. There are some new things filed in the Long case. Okay. Hi, D90 Bell. Okay, so let me go to that. And I'll tell you what they are. Oh, I think I don't have this one. Hold on a second. Refresh this first. Had them up here. I had them on my laptop and I should have just put them over here. Okay, here we go. So, let's see. This is the one. Yeah. Okay. I also saw, I know what I want to talk about, okay? Okay, before the court stuff. How many people saw the welfare check after the, well, now we know what's his name. What's in my hair over here? Kourtney and Michael's mother said they took the child for the drug testing. How many people have seen that police cam I'm sure Extra Good Citizen has. But I just want to see how many other people have. Because I want to talk about some things in that. Hi, Bobby Blue Eyes. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Hybrid Pisces. Hi, Gail B. You have. Okay, you have not, Kathy. You have? Okay. See, a lot of people have it. That's the problem. You haven't seen it. You've seen it, Bobby Blue Eyes. You did Snow Remover. Hi, Snow Remover. Okay. But see, the thing is, I think the welfare check when they had the positive test results that Kourtney and the mother, when Michael called CPS and then they had a welfare check. You did, Katrina. Not you, Wildlife. No for Muka. Okay, see, most of you haven't seen it. But I'll tell you, okay? This is where you see the house that Kelly's living in. And the police come to her door. And they said that they were called there and could they see the little boy because he supposedly tested positive and has drugs in his system. And she says, well, you can't believe what he's doing to me. You don't even know what he's put me through. He's called CPS so many times. He's accused my father of SA. He's accused me of SA. He said that I had a mental breakdown when I was 17. She goes on and on and on about what he's put her through. And they said, could they see the little boy? She says, certainly. The little boy comes right out. She later lets them in the house. Should they go in the house? Yes, Muka. Yeah. They go in the house and she's telling them the whole thing about what's going on. And the reason she was in Oklahoma was that at that time she was having problems with Jake, her boyfriend. And she thought he might have cheated on her. And so she decided to take the kids to go to Oklahoma to his grandmother's house, his Nana's house. And he knew that. And Michael, that's why Michael was making this deal, but it was ridiculous. So she said, well, he called at 3 a.m. for them to do a welfare check up there. And she just went through about how many times he's called CPS. Now, see, he denies all that. He denies all the CPS calls. And all the accusations about the SA, okay, on different people. Yes, recently, yes, Ivy Lynn, she does mention that she recently lost her father and Jake lost his job. But Jake was at work then, when he was there. When they came, they asked him if Jake was there, and she said, no, he's at work. The police had no issues after entering. Right, and you heard them on there. They said the kids looked happy. The kids looked well fed. The kids looked fine. There was nothing that was going on. And she was saying that, he was basically terrorizing her by calling CPS all the time. And then when they get to the drug test, okay, first the officer says, well, you understand that this officer had been in the Navy, and in the Navy he was in charge of screening for drugs, especially cocaine. And he said, that's going to stay in your system 48 hours. And if they did the testing when they did, well, then it would have had to have come from them. And she said, I'm very, very concerned because I think he gave it to them. And even the CPS worker thinks that. So then she started to talk about that stuff, that cult kind of stuff, okay? About the angels, and that's where he said, oh, they thought I was a cult leader, I was Dave Koresh, because they went through all of that. She was very, very concerned then. he said something like to the kids, I can't remember the exact words, but it was right around Easter, she said. And it was about them all going to be turned into angels or be angels together. And she was very, very concerned about that. So if you look at that, you'll see a lot of holes in his story. The other holes in his story that I wanted to say was, remember when he said they spent $30,000 on lawyers? When? When? Because he was always broke. So when was this that $30,000 was spent on lawyers? I find that a little hard to believe, actually. But now, his friend Timothy Foxworth, he knows through the mortgage recruiting business, not the mortgage business, the recruiting business. And that man was the one that put out that really bad threat about Karen, I'll come see you later. And he's been acting like a loose cannon. So that's interesting that, his very good friend is. And then they have something where there was a picture posted where Michael left the children in the care of someone he met online, who I think is like a very young preacher. And this man was at the house until 4 a.m. So really strange stuff going on there. Maybe divorce, who knows with him. What did you say? Oh, come on. Yeah, that's so silly. That's so silly. If anything, she was scared when she gave the license. If anything, maybe her license was, maybe she had to renew her license or something. I mean, I don't think it was anything like that. She easily had time to rinse that off. That's ridiculous. I know, that was ridiculous. But preachers don't mean practicing. What? Hi, Patricia. Hi, knitting. It could be that having police at your homes makes you very jumpy. She's very private. Yeah, she said he's been putting her through hell. What did he go to prison? Who's Daisy talking about? Right, knitting, yeah. Who's saying somebody went to prison? What are you guys talking about? What is Daisy? Daisy, did you ever send me you send it to my Carolyn@truecrimechat.org if you want to send me something. Just send it to Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. Who is she talking about? Who are you talking about, Daisy? Okay. Anyway, let me go to something else here. Okay, is this the one? Okay, so on, let's see. So 9/17, there was the order appointing the new amicus attorney. Then there was correspondence sent by the court on 9/18. 9/18 had a motion to quash and for a protective order. And then the hearing at 10 on 10/27, 10/28, the trial 11/4. But then there were more orders here. Is this the one I'm looking for? Let's see. On 9/21, a notice of filing of an affidavit with attached business records. And then on 9/21, a motion to reconsider petition of writ of habeas corpus. I think and that is supposed to be Kelly Long filing for the judge to give her the children back because Michael did not return them when he was supposed to. So we'll see what happens, but that would have been filed yesterday. And so I imagine there'll be something going on in court before that 27th date. Let's see, I think this is, hang on. Yeah, that's I'm just trying to see, and if I want to see if he's, I think he's been rather quiet. Let's see what he's doing on the one page. If he's okay, so people are asking for a P.O. box where they can send Sophie things. Many of you have asked for a P.O. box to send Sophie cards and letters. Where here you go when they give the address. I sent a package today to the address that others are listing, but the post office said that the address doesn't have a 305 attached to it, so we'll see if she gets it Friday. And then her grandfather posts, I'm Sophie's grandfather and set up the mailbox. The UPS store is much closer to where we live, and they also notify us when there's mail there. It's a 15-minute drive into town, so we try to make the most out of it each trip. And he gives the address where they can send stuff. And thanks them for their support of Sophie and the boys. Someone else wants to know what class clothing and... Okay, now here's something. No, I thought that was from someone else. Yeah, I'm seeing very little. Yeah, there's very little from the Nancy Grace thing. The people are like, I still don't see it listed. Yeah, there's very little there. So I think he might be a little bit taken back by some of the motions filed in court. I just want to see this one, see if there's any updates there. Okay, someone said that video, the one I told you where he's not in a limousine, but he's in the back seat and he's got the cell phone and they're playing the country music song, and the one where he did that with that entertainment station, Baker, it wasn't. We heard all the stuff that one of the callers called in about. He's in their town, this guy that has this, okay? So they said, going back to September 7th, when Channel 27 News and Entertainment released the 30-minute video, this person didn't notice it because at the time they believed what was going on, right? Hook, line, and sinker to her bias. The interviewer has to repeat several questions due to them not being answered. He wasn't asking hard questions either, but they were never answered, whether there was someone on the line or they stopped you from finding Jake and beating him up. Now I know why he didn't answer, but wow, has my opinion flipped drastically since then. And, people have more and more doubt about this man. Someone said, I really wanted to be on his team. Doubt kept creeping in. I thought worse of myself. I got too emotionally invested, and now I feel like I've been duped by the biggest scammer in the world, and it was too easy for him because he used the children. That's why I'm so pissed, and say he owes us the darn truth, and this better play out right on my TV. And someone else said he did use his children, and it's an easy card to play. People can't come out and doubt a child making accusations about SA. I don't believe she was SA, but that's my opinion. He knew the anger and outrage social media would have. He knew it would get a lot of attention, and he's doing so much harm to his children. Other SA victims, the mother of his children, and for what? Fame and a paycheck so he doesn't have to work. He's enjoying the spotlight. That's why he's on any YouTube channel, except ones that are going to ask him real questions. He's super active on his Facebook group, even though he was told not to. How does he have time for all that with supposedly 3 very damaged children who've just been rescued? And then someone said, I've yet to hear him answer any important questions with a direct and straight answer. He always skirts around them and goes off on a tangent about something else. He talks so much without actually saying anything, and people lose focus of the original question. That's some old school used car salesmanship kind of talent right there. Okay, so now regarding there's this Sam Brannon, who made a post that said, I met Michael and Kourtney 10 days ago at the request of a friend who knew their story. I arrived at their house at 9 p.m. and I left at about 4 a.m. I also got to meet their beautiful children. I know a little about the messiness of family law and how mothers and fathers can lose their minds, so I was listening at multiple levels. Michael and Kourtney are strong, sober, intelligent people, and I believe everything they told me. I also believe everything Sophie told me. I traveled to Frisco with them on the 25th for the handoff, and I saw everything. I am aware that the mother lied multiple times in her affidavit to the court about what happened at the exchange. I'm convinced the system is being manipulated. Too much has happened between CPS, their attorneys, medical professionals, and more. Attorneys are taking their money, no showing in court, and then withdrawing from the case. It's too much. I'm very concerned for the children's safety. I don't know what the answer is at this point, but I'm committed to doing whatever I can to get this all resolved in the best interest of the children. And I believe it's in the children's best interest to be in the care of Michael and Kourtney. Says this is Sam Brennan. And he posts a picture. It says, at the Frisco police station, while Michael and Kourtney were handing over their evidence to a detective. And it shows you this man smiling for the camera with his mask down and the three kids sitting down next to him. This stranger. So then someone asked in the comments, are you involved in this case? And he says, I just met this family 10 days ago and I offered any help I can give. I accompanied them to the Frisco Police Department and I have been doing what I can. So people are up in arms that these children, first of all, that this man was over at the house, a man they didn't know, that they just met from 9 p.m. until 4 a.m., and that they entrusted him with the children, these children that have been through so much trauma and alleged SA, right? And people are reacting to that, saying, well, all three men sitting with a stranger, WTF. Exactly, and not to mention, we have the pandemic going on, like WTF, Mike, really? Someone you just literally met that's a fan of Sophie? Because that's what he is. He has made her a spectacle. Someone said, I have a question for ML and KC. Can I sit in court when you're convicted, please? And then someone said, did anyone happen to look up who this Sam guy is? Not saying it's okay to leave your kids with a stranger or whatsoever, because it's definitely not. But there's a reason this random guy went to his house to speak with him. He's clearly into politics, so there's obviously some angle to it. I don't know, just my opinion. And San Marcos mayor candidate, Sam Brannan. Okay, so he's a mayoral candidate. Seeks growth economics. Okay. He clearly wrote them. He clearly wrote why he met them, though. It's all right there, and that's what makes it so bad. He's not the first one. So there's a lot. What does this one say? Someone said, I was going to hold my tongue about Sam Brannan because I'm a preacher, not a politician. Before he was asked by me personally to leave, Sam attended Christ the Redeemer Church, where I have been a pastor since 2005, so I'm bound by the law and traditions of pastor-layman confidentiality not to tell you what I know about Sam. I can tell you I am encouraging all my friends and family not to vote for him. What changed my mind and pushed me to speak out about the dangers of Sam is finding out that Sam apparently used our church email list to send out lie-filled and desperate for votes political email yesterday. I know he used our list because my brother in Ohio and many other people I know around the country through the decades in the church and through the U.S. Air Force told me they received it. The heart of what I believe about Sam is this. You can't trust him, in my opinion. He is arrogant and a dangerous man. and that's, let me see, this man's opinion here. It's more than that. Okay. I don't know how people can even consider voting for a guy that doesn't have a steady job in this country, in this county, and never has, pays no county property tax, and never has, who lives with his daddy, who doesn't even have the courtesy to salute the U.S. flag, and all I can tell you is that Sam is a wolf in sheep's clothing. I feel obligated to warn people about taking him at face value. He is smart and smooth talking, and I believe a danger to everyone in our county if he is elected to the Hays County Commissioner's Court, and that comes from Lieutenant Colonel Chaplain Gary Smith, U.S. Air Force retired, St. Marcos. So that is his opinion there of this man that was around the children. And okay, and here's something else that Michael wrote on August 25th, okay? They are forcing us to return Sophie today and attempting to strike all court testimony from the record. Apparently, they're not sure if she was or wasn't abused, but the mental health issues seem probable. A psychiatrist is supposed to recommend in- or outpatient therapy tomorrow after she has already left our custody. Straight-A student, songwriter, empathic child with a love for all God's creatures, never, now listen to this, never has a behavior issue until now, and this is the conclusion. I'm at a loss. I thought she had so many things going on that he was calling CPS all the time. And then, what does he say on August 21st? Our private fundraiser to confront the situation with the children. Sophie will not be silenced. She is so incredibly brave. And as he throws up the fundraiser there. And people are saying, yeah, he said never an issue. He accused the grandfather, the mother, people of SA. How does he say never an issue? The same way he says to her, how were your first 10 years? Pretty good? Let's see if there's anything. All right, so that's where we are. If anybody wants to put their 2 cents in, let me know and I will give you a number you can call in. If you have more information or any thoughts on what we just went over, feel free to email me. You sent an email to me, Daisy? All right, I'll take a look at it. Maggie, I will read that when I have a minute to really concentrate on that. Okay. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I can't play videos now, but I'll check that out, Daisy. Thank you. I'll check it out. Does anybody want to call in? Send me an email, Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. And you're overexhausted, Anna? What do you need? What would you like information on, Justice? What do you need information on? Some say the mom is abusing them, and some say the dad. Right. Well, that's a difference of opinion based on what people see and the facts, but that's all going to come out in court. You know, it's not for us to decide, but we can see, a lot of us can see the exploitation of what's been done, and blasting this girl all over social media is wrong. Okay. Here's Cheyenne. Cheyenne, you've never been here in your life before in the chat, and you're just coming at me. And usually that's not a very good sign when you show up in someone's chat for the first time and you start badgering them. You know, maybe I don't even know that Bailey's in here because I can't see everything in the chat, Cheyenne. Okay? She says, why are you asking if people want to call in and you won't even reply to Bailey? If Bailey wants their question answered so much, they're welcome to call in. And if I saw Bailey's question, I would address it, but I didn't see it. So they can try posting it again. You're awfully concerned about Bailey. Do you guys know each other? Okay. Hi, Robin Swan. Hi, AO751. Hi, Sunshine Daydream. Hi, Tracy. I don't know. I guess Bailey is somebody in, I don't know. I didn't see, do you see anybody in the chat? I don't. I think it's just, I don't know. You haven't seen a Bailey either take up? I didn't either. I'm not being mean. I just don't know why you are replying to everyone but her. Really, I'm replying to everyone but her? I don't think so. And nobody even sees that person, Cheyenne. And anyway, you can just send an email if you want to talk. Nobody's cutting anyone off. That's why you put that out. No Bailey in the chat. Why are you saying there's a Bailey in the chat and there's no Bailey in the chat, Cheyenne? Are you just trying to cause trouble? Certainly sounds like it. Hi, they call me Ray. How are you? Hi, Tamlin. Hi, the Invisible Path. I cannot overlook that the complaints didn't start until ML got with Kourtney. Also, I watched a video chat and ML did not speak too nice to Kourtney. You see her name? Why don't you copy, you know what to do? Copy and paste it and post it if it's there, because nobody but you sees it. Kathy Drew. I'm waiting for her to copy and paste it so I can see it. Hi, Prim Proper. Hi, Deanne. Maybe they blocked us all, maybe. Shell, I scrolled all the way up and I see no Bailey. Post email for Cheyenne. She wants to call. Yeah, Cheyenne. You want to call in? Call in, Cheyenne. Okay, hold on. We're waiting, Cheyenne. Because nobody else sees it. No one. It's interesting. I'd like to see it. I really would. Hi, J-Bells. You want to call in, then send an email. You can call in. But I really want you to paste Bailey's comment first. Because nobody sees Bailey but you. They posted it several times. It's Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. And you will have to have proof of who you are by means of a social media account or something that's connected to your email. We don't just let anyone call in without some kind of proof of who they are. But please put up Bailey's comment first so we can see. Bailey Schmaley. You just blocked it. She was through. No, we didn't block anything, Cheyenne. You are not telling the truth. We didn't block. Every one of us in here in this chat blocked her. Sorry. Her comment would still be there. Why are you lying, Cheyenne? You just want to come here and just lie? Is there a reason? Do you have an agenda? What's going on? Or do you just have issues? I want you to call in, Cheyenne. Send me the email. Nobody blocked anyone. Nobody saw anything. You're the only one, and you're the one that asked about it. Isn't that funny? But you should call in. Get ready to give me a piece of social media where we can see you are a real person. That jives with your email, okay? We've told you several times already, Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. Why don't you tell us what the question was as well? Tell us what they asked that you were so worried about. That they wanted to call in, but I did not see who posted it. Yeah, it wasn't Bailey. Okay, Cheyenne, we've answered you several times. It's in the video description, but it's Carolyn@truecrimechat. There it goes. Two Scooter just posted it. And so did Sharon. So we'll wait for you. Okay, hold on. All right. We'll hold on. Thanks, J-Bells, for those in the back. Bagel Blarney. Well, Bagel Blarney, we can have an opinion on that. How would we have to wait for the courts to see what the evidence is to know for certain. I think it's a case of parental alienation. That's my opinion. Cheyenne was asking for the email to call in. Okay, Leanne Hutton, welcome to your first chat, and I see you're invested in Cheyenne, but thank you. Would you like to call in, Leanne? We already went through the update, Shell. Maybe just rewind a little bit. There's been some new court filings and yeah, I know Sunshine Daydream. Have you sent it, Cheyenne, or are you gone? Or did you just turn into the other person that just asked about you? What's your daughter-in-law's name? Liza. Liza. Hi, Liza. Your opinion too, Sumac? Okay. Sumac. That's like sumac, the poison sumac. Is that what you... Did you name it for that? I know time. The army of people. Yeah, well, there's a certain kind of people. It's everyday people. Hi, Frida. How are you? You're floating in the storm? Oh, dear. Stay safe. Deanne, I think something's going to happen in very near future, yeah. You're a listener? Okay. Leanne. Are you related to, what was her name? Lauren? Is Lauren your sister? Because she comes in from time to time, but I'm not sure about Leanne. You say you're only in the comments? Okay, Cheyenne's got a bunch of question marks. Did you send the email, Cheyenne? Or are we to guess what the question marks are about? Well, there's no email from you, so it can't be that you're waiting for a response. What's the matter? You can't get you forgot the email? Or what? Or now you're going to just get pissed off so you don't have to come on? There was no email from you, so I'm thinking it might be the... Okay, now Cheyenne's going to pretend. Hello! Okay, I've got to get that trolling video out. I really do, because it's textbook. Yeah, we see you, Cheyenne. That's right, Carolyn at truecrimechat. No, not OEG. It's org. You have it spelled wrong, Cheyenne. It's wrong, Cheyenne. Look at your email. It's ORG, Cheyenne. Hello, Cheyenne? Hello? Are you there? Did you get it? That's how I sent it? Where I didn't send you a darn thing. How did I send it to you? Cheyenne, are you really going to blatantly say that I sent you something? Where did I send it to you? I haven't put anything in the chat. I'll wait for it, Cheyenne. I can't wait to have you on. I think it's going to be joyous. Don't forget to attach your social media. Hi, Al. Hi, Tina. Yes, Anna. Yeah, just attach a form of social media, send me an email, and yes, you can call in. You emailed me? Did you attach a form of social media so I know that you're a real person since you've never called before? And just because there's a lot of new people here, everyone is welcome to call in provided that you provide the social media that you're a real person. Second of all, that you're, courteous and cordial when you're on. We do not allow cursing. You'll be muted if you start cursing, and we don't want a yelling, screaming going on. We can debate. We may not agree, but we can discuss it without screaming or yelling or swearing here. That's how we do it in this channel. So if everyone's okay with that, that's fine. If you deviate from that, we will mute you and send you on your way. And we don't mention the actual words for SA. We say SA. R for, assault. We don't use any of those words, and we don't use the words of the virus that's going around. You can say the pandemic, you can say the virus. You can say C-19, but we don't use those words. And if you use those words, then we will mute you and send you on your way as well. That's just the way it is. Okay. Annie, I don't have any email from you at all. Nor do I have anything from Cheyenne. Surprise, surprise. But I do have something from Deanne. So you're getting your number. Annie and Cheyenne? Right, we are moving on. Deanne has the number. She should be calling in. There we go. You're laying in bed, Carol Lucy says, and I can guarantee you that's sympathetic. Oh, absolutely.
Are you there?
Yes. Hi, Deanne.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I got bored of the trolls, so I called in.
Oh, okay. So what do you think? Have you seen anything else new today, or what are your thoughts about today?
No, but that because he reconsidered, that is a really good thing. Mm-hmm. The fact that he said no to the first motion, they did a motion to reconsider, and he said yeah. Mm-hmm. Somebody has convinced him these judges didn't have a chance. They knew nothing about the case.
Right. So do you think that the kids will be removed?
Absolutely. If they can prove that he had anything to do with stirring up this whole mess, mm-hmm. and there's quite a bit of evidence that he called people to arms and that he was the back end orchestrator of the whole thing, yeah. And then I think he's in big trouble.
A lot of people are waiting for that.
The guardian ad litem thought they were in a danger at Dad's house anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Before he started getting people with guns.
Yeah.
And showing up at people's houses and threatening judges and lawyers. And so he just proved them right.
Maybe that's why he's been pretty quiet today. Both.
Well, I think he always knew once the evidence came out he was going to be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
His lawyer fought for him hard in that Zoom meeting, but she didn't know anything.
But see, I think then he's just going to go to phase 2, the conspiracy.
That's right. Those judges are all pedophiles, and
they took my kids away. The kids are in danger. We got to get them back. We need more money. We got to fight this. We got to get Dream Team. Right?
Yep. It'll either be a huge fundraiser or he'll have them harbor him.
Right, and then he'll have more time to go on interviews and things like that, right, without having to worry about therapy or school or any of those kind of things.
Which was his biggest mistake. The more interviews he did, the bigger hole he dug.
Right. Yeah.
He's not good at keeping it straight. He is really good at always putting somebody else out. Like for the hair test, it was Mom and Kourtney.
Right,
he
yeah.
took the guy to go do the evidence. He's always got another person to be the face of.
Of course, because he can distance himself. But then if it turned out something wonderful with it, but he would have been right there.
Right. He leaves himself an out.
The recording, extra good citizen said the recording of the amicus attorney will be what sinks him.
Well, he didn't know about that. He did afterwards, though, and still didn't have it taken down.
Right.
And that judge was very clear, and that was a huge mistake. That judge would have given him a chance.
Mm-hmm.
She so wanted them to co-parent and was going to force them together. I think his biggest mistake was scaring that judge off. Yeah, he didn't take the stuff off the internet. She said no likeness or
right.
name.
They would say, get that off. Get it off right now, right? Yeah. Yep.
And then I hadn't realized when I sent you that thing that he wouldn't take him to the counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't realized that he agreed to that in a previous motion. He knew that was the counselor, and they agreed to that. And it's only 100 miles away, so it's 5 hours round trip if you drive slow.
I also like to know what kind of phone Sophie had. Because that app that they said is not available for iPhones.
Well, remember when Sophie cried her eyes out because they took her phone away?
Right. Do you know what
I'm wondering if mom didn't figure out that she was recording their house.
Oh, Interesting.
Because you could turn that app on and just send her home with the phone. Or
you could turn it on, right, as long as the child she'd have to have an Android device, and then she could turn it on and eavesdrop.
Yep. In the mom's house.
Right. Yep.
A little creepy, huh?
That is creepy, isn't it?
Well, and I don't Kourtney didn't have the right to record it.
No.
She's not the parent. She didn't have the permission. She didn't have the right to give the permission.
Right, but you heard him. Oh well, I understand why she did it, but you know, he's
okay. So when you know it's wrong, then you fix it.
Right.
It needs to come down, and that goes for all three of them: Kourtney, Dad, and Annie.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Annie, in this chat, you said you sent an email. I just checked. No chat, no email, and nothing from Cheyenne either. So you might want to check your addresses.
Well, I think the judge before this was done with him. That's why we limited the doctor. We limited forensics. He was done. He'd already burnt bridges. This judge was opening the doors up again. He made a mistake getting rid of her.
Yeah. Now, somebody asked if you are in law enforcement.
No, but I used to work for a criminal attorney.
Okay.
I wanted to go to law school, but I got sick.
Okay. So does that answer your question, MX?
And I went through one of these.
Oh, yeah.
We weren't married, but it cost us $250,000 because he went and filed common law. We had a son together. Had 21 hearings before an all-day trial and 11 after it was final, and I never made one motion.
I see. Wow.
It was DFS. It was nonstop.
Didn't she say they took my phone and he got mad and said that's my property? Is that when it was said, was that at the hotel that someone said in the one video with at the hotel? Didn't Sophie say something about they took my phone and he got mad and said that's my property?
They took it before then also, though, because she cried for 2 days when she had the headache.
Oh, the recording? No, that's of the amicus attorney. That's what was played, what was it, 2 weeks ago now or so?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be, because the time goes pretty fast.
Once you've exhibited that behavior, you can't now trust him to take him to the new amicus attorney or take him to the forensic psychologist or take him. What else are they going to be tape recording?
Right, and that was the other thing that Kelly did say. Is she said, every time they said something that he didn't like, then, he just said that they were full of it or he wanted someone else. And the other thing was when the officers were talking about it, they said CPS had given him a place to take the child for drug testing, right? But he didn't use it. He used their own place. And CPS said that's why he said when he put that out there, when he first put that out there, he said, I'll put this out here, but no one will believe it anyway because they said it's all fake. And, he's always just saying that. So why didn't he take it? But then when you ask why didn't he take him to where CPS said to take the child, he says no, because they're in cahoots. Everybody's in cahoots but him.
Did you ever get how busy that morning was? Whether they tested or not, they called and made a report to DFS that they had proof of a positive drug test.
Right, and they didn't answer fast enough, so they got on the road?
Yeah. So they got they waited 6 hours supposedly, and then they got on the road. And on the road, then they're on the phone with somebody at the police department.
No, I thought it was the CPS worker, and they said that...
No. CPS doesn't ever answer, so then they're on the phone with some kind of police officer who's at the police station.
Okay, and
who then claims he doesn't believe Jake's got a record or doesn't know about it, so they're in cahoots. So then they get on the telephone and call 911, who of course is talking to the guy that they just talked to at the police department, who then called the DFS.
Yeah.
The guy looks crazy.
Oh yeah, and she said he had report after report. He accused people, and it's all been unfounded. That her father and herself.
When they asked the mom says the CPS worker suspects the dad gave it to the boy.
Right, that's what.
And then immediately goes and gets the phone number to that person. You don't usually tell a cop something like that, and then give him something to verify it immediately.
Yeah, right. No, I heard that. Yeah. Really? Let me see if.
But and we got to that point where CPS just wouldn't show up anymore. They'd call me and they'd say, "Are the kids in counseling?" "Yep." "Anything new?" "Not really." Yeah. "Why?" "I'm getting all kinds of calls." "Okay, have a good day."
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fact that they didn't show up with the kid on drugs was a huge sign.
Right. Yep.
The fact that he thought they would just hand him the kids.
Yeah, well, but that's what he thinks. He thinks he's got everyone fooled, and he, that's why it's going to be the biggest thing when and if they do just return the children or put them even somewhere else. While this is decided, he's going to then have all this time on his hands to create this elaborate, conspiracy. We've got to move fast. We've got to be stronger, all that. And get these people
I went
really
and listened to the Zoom
riled up
meeting again, and the judge asks whether CPS is willing to work with father and mother, and they have to admit they don't know whether they'll work with father. So if CPS won't work with him, he has some stuff to do before he can even be around the kids.
Right. So they said, didn't they mention mental illness?
They want another psych eval. There was one in 2017. They want another one, but I think he still avoided that drug test because there's a couple of sanctions in there every time that a new drug test is ordered, which means somebody didn't comply with it. So I think he's still been ditching it.
Right, and then at the house they spoke about the marijuana use and with the father.
I see a lot of methamphetamine signs.
Yeah. Let me just check if somebody else entered. I still, guys, Annie and of course not Cheyenne. There's no email, so.
I would like to see Sophie go to like a therapeutic foster care first, though, to ease her back in with mom.
Well, she definitely has to. She needs to see a therapist like ASAP too, and the foster home or whatever, somewhere safe. But it just there's so many. Oh my gosh, there's so many red flags. It's just crazy.
Well, he's only been back from Arizona since May, so all of this commotion has happened since May.
Yeah, and that's where Timothy Foxworth lives, in Arizona.
You got another month and a half? I can't even imagine the possibilities.
Yepers, so we'll see.
Yeah, I think they convinced the judge he's got to take a look at it. And if they could quietly present some of the actual evidence, I don't think Dad's got any.
Yeah, I don't see that.
They even mentioned the testimony of that doctor that he threatened.
Right. I'm so surprised that it's gone this long already.
I think it just kind of ended up into a weird kind of thing where because the judge wasn't really familiar with it and was brand new, and then all heck broke loose. I think he took advantage of it.
Right, yeah.
He knew he was on his last leg.
Absolutely. So let's see what the chat is saying. The interview was like an hour long of double duper's delight.
Oh, some of his interviews were longer than that. The one day that he did that last live with Annie, he did 3 interviews that day. He did the one that got deleted with the lady with the purple bow. He did the Dad podcast.
But that interview with the purple bow is still on Facebook. Well,
I haven't seen it.
It was. That's where I watched it. I watched it on Facebook, not on YouTube.
Oh.
And I believe it's still there. Yeah.
She scares me.
And then the other podcast, wasn't that a day or so before with the man?
No.
I thought it was the day before. The night before.
Oh, the Dad podcast was the day before?
Mm-hmm. At least, yeah. Wasn't the same day. But yeah, very close, very close.
Well, before I got kicked out of the Army today, I was kind of watching Dad. And he's still up at like 3 and 4 in the morning commenting on post-its.
Who? His father or Michael?
Michael.
Okay.
So he's not getting any sleep.
No. I wouldn't imagine he's getting any sleep now because he's probably wishing and hoping and scheming.
I don't know. I don't know that he really wants them. I know he really wants that money.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying before. If they take the kids, then he can go full-fledged conspiracy. And we need money. We need it fast. And get these people riled up, and have a lot of time on his hands to do this. And nobody's listening to me. And I'm, I really play to the heartstrings. And that they have connections, and that's why they got them, and nobody's listening to me, and we need to stand up and be the voice, and all of that.
Well, when he originally started it, that's where I figured it was going, was he was going to turn this into a full-time nonprofit job.
Oh, he wants to. He's mentioned several times about people joining together, and this can be bigger, way bigger. But see, he acts like, this is the thing with him that really irks me. he acts like Sophie, and, well, he never mentions the boys, but that everything is fine. Like, there's no more to do there if he has the kids. That's it. You got a cake. It's all done. She has no more trauma.
Cat.
She's
You
fine.
got a cat.
Yeah, she's got the cat. She'll probably meet Taylor Swift, and she gets that recording label. That's fine. Now we should go on. Let's get this big nonprofit going. Put me on, put me on the board of directors there, and let's go. I'll start drawing a paycheck, and I'll ride around the country talking about it. And everything's fine, and we'll do some singing and some karaoke. Nobody blocked you, Cheyenne. So just
Well, you just go down to the basic needs of the kids. He doesn't have a job, hasn't had.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have any health care.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have any housing. Doesn't have a driver's license. We're missing the basics.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. If the parents agreed to let bygones be bygones and start over with custody, and they were able to split custody fairly, do you think it would work and provide a safe environment for everyone? That's the question.
No, not at this point. It'd take a lot of counseling and a lot of mediation.
Let's see.
They'd have to grow up. This is not about you anymore. This is about the children. When I re-listened to the Anna Elise one, he was already searching for the jiu-jitsu teacher.
Oh yeah, because he said it on the other one too, the one that was on Facebook, the one with the purple bow, and yeah, the jiu-jitsu teacher. That's
I thought he was
maybe
thinking
someone
about it. I didn't know he was actively searching already.
Oh yeah. I think he was putting it out there, because basically, I think he just thinks anything he says, somebody comes and brings it forward.
Well, the other thing he can do is start a church, I guess, because he has some people.
Either way, he's going to keep it going. Whether they take the kids and place them somewhere else, then it's going to be, I think he's going to go on the whole everybody's on a CEO conspiracy, it's all against me thing. And then, of course, if he has the kids, it's going to be all of this stuff he needs and this foundation he wants to start, be the voice, and have the little girl go forward and sing and say her story with him, of course, with his bandanas and his cowboy boots.
I wish they were just clean. I'd go for clean.
Yeah, well, they're on. Remember, they're there feeding the goats and the animals, and they're living on the land.
Well, because you just had to get rid of the corporate rat race.
Yeah, and you remember the one with the guy, he kept mentioning the snakes in the grass?
That was weird.
I know. I felt like he was doing that for another reason. A couple of other reasons. That's just me.
Well, that was it was the call to the arms with the army. It's kind of, a little bit of back talk.
I think it's about scaring people about coming there because of the snakes. I think it's metaphor about the people that are after them or the people that are getting onto them, and he's calling them snakes in the grass. It was just very weird because he kept mentioning it. He kept mentioning all these what is it, baby rattle? What was the cottonmouths or whatever? They were venomous snakes.
Cottonmouths. I think they were.
Yeah, because we have copperheads up here, and a rattlesnake, but not the diamondbacks.
Well, I see a big snake. It's got a cowboy hat on.
Yeah.
And not tall enough grass.
Right. After he
gets out of prison. I think it's good. The only reason he would reconsider it after said no.
Didn't you say he
either that or something? Somebody came forward with something big.
I never saw him smoking, but I believe he does smoke, right? Someone said. I think so.
Well, they talked about the tubes and the bad, funny tubes, but when you don't have any money,
they talk about the weed. Is that what you're talking about? That she did. Oh, I thought you were talking about cigarettes and money.
The mom said that Sophia said he did cigarettes and funny tubes, and it smelled funny, but I think he's just rolling his own.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
The nut here. Cheyenne.
Could she have gotten the urinary tract infections just from being out there and not showering?
Of course, you could get it from a number of things. My daughter would get them all the time, even as a 1 year. Anytime she went in any kind of scented, like bubble bath or anything, she would get one, and said that's how we found it. We couldn't use that, and my daughter was never a victim of SA, and so there's a lot of kids that are sensitive to that kind of stuff.
Because that's a huge thing for some people. But I have 3 grown boys and I have a 12-year-old girl, but we've never had an issue.
No, my daughter, like from the time she was I remember she was a year old when she had roseola, she had a UTI. I remember because they had to get a urine sample, and it was almost, they have to put that bag on them with she was little. But it was anytime you used any kind of, like at the time, like Mr. Bubbles, or I tried to make the bath time fun. Oh, it's fun. But she couldn't have any of that stuff. She was ultra sensitive to it.
He's one of those that everything he blames somebody for doing, he's the one that's doing it, which heightens my drug senses, because he's all over mom and stepdad about the drugs, but yet they tested negative, or DFS would have intervened.
See, people are saying their daughters were the same way with the bubble bath. It's very, very common. Wiping the wrong way. Things like that.
Well, I don't understand why people don't get that if any of these doctors had seen evidence, they're a mandatory reporter, and it would have been a huge deal.
Yeah.
They don't sit and wait.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of all right, I'm going to check for you guys and see if there's emails. Poor Cheyenne is really having a tough time emailing. Let's see. Okay, Annie, I
have my fingers crossed.
Okay, I had the wrong email. Okay, Annie, let me just see here. Okay,
Hey,
Annie.
beautiful family.
Okay, all right, Annie, I'll give you the number here. Thank you. And Cheyenne, I still have nothing from you. Oh, wait a second. Did you send? Hold on, I do. But Cheyenne, hang on a second. I really need a. Hold on. Let me just check something. You were supposed to send me a form of social media, remember? Because I'm not getting much with what you did send. Where are you from, Cheyenne?
So then do they just treat it with antibiotics?
Yeah. And then you eventually test it out and you see if it is. And, with my daughter, it was. I would try a different, she had a bingo. It's like, to this day, she has to be so careful with whatever kind of bath product she uses.
I always thought that when she was holding on to those headrests, that they were like the little bracelets that you make, or, friendships bracelets, or those rubber bandy ones, or I had no clue that those were hospital bands.
Yeah, but he took her to so many different, he was doctor shopping with her.
Yep.
Right? It's like Gypsy,
Rose.
Gyp Blanchard, right? How many doctors she took them to mask the...
He's not even smart enough to say the right things.
Right. Because he never thought anybody's going to question him. That's the thing. He thought he was smarter than everyone else, and that's what trips them up all the time. They don't anticipate the questions. They think that what they have is going to show everybody that there's no reason to question him.
Funny, today somebody got on and said they found a Cessna in his name. Do they own planes? Why do they own planes? I got on there and said, if he was a pilot, you'd have heard about it 97 times.
Yeah,
It would be
definitely.
his only achievement. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he doesn't have an uncommon name. Some people don't realize that they could be looking at the wrong name.
He would have told you he was a pilot at every turn.
I'm who I say I am. I'm not looking to get anything out of this. Why can't you just send me something of social media, Cheyenne? Or tell me, what state do you live in, Cheyenne? You say I am who I say I am, Cheyenne, but you've also told us there was a Bailey in the chat and no one saw Bailey.
These people need jobs.
Everybody plays by the rules, Cheyenne, here. So if you don't have any social media, and I'm sure you have a Twitter or Facebook or even Instagram, you blocked her. Cheyenne, we did not block her. Why are you lying? You said you don't even know the person, but now you're sure we blocked her. She's not blocked. Nobody saw her.
Tracy, it is a kind of Munchausen. It absolutely is. He gets attention for somebody else's pain.
You said we blocked you, and now you want us to take you at face value. I'm sorry. I need a piece of social media. Why can't you tell me the state you reside in or the country? We're not just going to put you up here when we don't know anything about you. I'm sorry, Cheyenne. You can see her chat now? Okay, why don't you copy and paste it, Cheyenne, because nobody else can.
I gotta do the front of the cupboard back. Wash them.
And Annie, I sent you the number. Hi, Carolyn A. I know. Why can't she just say what the question was? Why can't you just tell us what the freaking question was?
I hope he doesn't disappear with them.
You wanted to act like she left, but you blocked her. No, Cheyenne. If I wanted to do that, we would have blocked you a long time ago and pretended you left. You're manufacturing things. You don't even know her, right? You don't even know her, but you know what we did. Put her question down. Thanks, Emma. Hi, Anna. Can you hear us? Anna? Anna? Anna's on mute. Anna, can you hear us? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Okay.
So cool.
So did you have a question, or do you want to put an insight in, or?
I just want to talk about the case in general.
Sure.
I was wondering if you could see me.
No.
That sucks. You should have a camera right there.
Yeah, I know. Oh, okay.
If you want to be seen, there should be something to hook up your camera.
Start video.
There you go. Yeah.
Allow.
There you
There
go.
it is.
There I am.
There you go.
Okay.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good,
Wow.
good.
I'm meeting my mommy Ram. I love sleeping to her voice. Tell her that.
My husband said he loves your voice.
Sleeping with your voice.
Sleeping with my voice.
We always have your channel on.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, your
I
voice is
sleep
soothing.
to it. Yeah, I sleep
Yes,
to it.
yes.
I can put you to sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a good thing.
It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Okay. Like ASMR.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't look at it like that, but yeah.
So, I heard about this case through social media.
Right. That's what,
And, I mean, it's kind of exploitative of the child.
oh, of course, yeah. That's what we are very upset about, because what he did is not the action of a parent that is finding out their child is the victim of SA,
Exactly.
The last thing you would do is put them out there like that.
I am a victim of SA when I was her age.
Right.
And I can't imagine
Being put out like
my
that.
story being all over the internet.
And having to go back to school and see people, right? And everybody knowing you're that girl. Yeah, you said that you were getting assaulted in the hotel and all of that. Yeah.
Awful.
It
It's
is
awful.
awful. It is awful. So, I mean,
And
it's bad.
the judge, I mean, okay. Judges are humans, just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to consider all of the facts. You have to consider the dad. You have to look into, I just don't understand. You have to investigate.
They haven't gotten that far yet. It was a brand new case to these judges. It's only been in that courthouse since July 17th.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's September.
Well, they hadn't even had their first hearing yet. They'd ordered a guardian ad litem to go investigate, and they were starting to do that, and then the world fell apart. We had emergency after emergency, so the judges they know nothing about the case, literally nothing.
Well, then they should be pushing things back until they can figure things out.
Well, but if you keep having these emergencies where people are doing things, you have to make some kind of decision where the kids are going to live.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
That's why tomorrow's so important. They're going to have an emergency meeting with just the lawyers, so the lawyers can finally give the judge a little bit of evidence to say, we're not sure this was the right decision.
Right.
Here's proof.
So, and the judge, the last time, she didn't even really know anything about the case, and that's unfortunate. So, but now I think the eyes have been opened, and hopefully, we're going to see something happen, because the exploitation of this girl and, her brothers, which he doesn't really care too much about, is continuing.
Yeah, that's another thing. The brothers.
Yeah, he doesn't really care about them.
No.
He doesn't talk about them. They're
There's brothers?
There's
the
two.
little brothers. The little brothers.
There's two little brothers.
He doesn't really talk about the trauma and the abuse they're going. It's always Sophie. And what about this little boy that allegedly ingested these drugs and all of this? There's really not much to that, right? As long as Sophie can get the recording contract and the record label, things will be fine.
I don't understand that. I don't understand that record label thing.
Because I think he wants to be a country music star and wants his daughter to be one, and they're going to go, as a daddy-daughter duo or whatever he thinks, or, and I think that's what his heart is set on, and that's why he mentions it every single time. He wants
rich and famous.
Right, rich and famous is what he wants to be, and move to Beverly Hills, that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dying for stardom. That's why all these videos that's like that. He has them like mini documentaries. He is just he's already written his whole story, or the interviews he's going to go on and all these shows he's going to go on and, all these awards he's going to get. And it's insane.
I don't understand why the public doesn't have their eyes open, Carolyn.
Well, I don't understand it either because I think people just they didn't look at it. They couldn't take themselves away from the emotion. And when they saw the emotion, they got so fixated on that. And oh my gosh, this little child, and they can't get off that because they made this man a hero. And it's very hard sometimes when somebody's so drawn into something to, number one, they feel bad if they're duped. They feel horrible, but they don't want to let it go. That's why many people said, no, I won't listen to anything else. I know who he is, and I'm not going to listen to any sides of the story. And then they get really hateful towards the other side. We don't even know. I'm not on the mother's side. Father, I see what I see on the father's side. The mother's side, I don't know much about. People think that if you say something about the father, that immediately you call the child a liar, which we never have. We say the child is very abused, or that we're the rallying for the mother, which we're not, because we don't know. We want the facts in the case for it to be tried in the courts, not in the court of public opinion, and for these children to be in a safe place.
And that's the most important thing, is that they're in a safe place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Not
and
that
there are a lot of
they're
people that
not
are
in
changing, but there's still so many that are just steadfast supporters of him in every way possible. And I think they take the children, whether they give them back to the mother or they put them somewhere safe, he's going to be off the charts with the conspiracy stuff and getting these people to, we need a dream team of lawyers. We need to grab that GoFundMe now. We've got to get out, tweet out to everybody we need Taylor Swift, we need Katy Perry. He's going to just take it to extremes. And he's not going to back down. He's going to just be like one of those people, like a narcissist. Like I always say to that contractor, here's the can that's unopened. And I said, Nick, you didn't put this on the wood. And he said, no, I did. And I'm looking right at the freaking can is not opened. And he's lying right to my face. And he'll lie. That's it. They will never give up on it. And his own brother told me, his brother was a contractor as well. He said, Nick will never, you could just stay there all day and say the can's not open. He said the can is open. They're never going to let it go. They just don't. They will not admit that it's not true. They'll just keep saying it. No, it's a conspiracy. It is. You don't understand. They're connected. Her family has money. His family has money. It's all connected. Yeah. We've got to blow the cover on this. They're all connected.
Jake knows everybody at the police department.
Yeah, Jake, that's right. Jake knows everybody at the police department, and his family's connected, and all the lawyers are connected, and the judges. Meanwhile, I thought it was very funny, didn't you, that Kelly in that thing said that it was somebody Kourtney knew, remember? Connected to the CPS case?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Right? Yeah.
Which is probably true, because that's the only person that's been mentioned connected. On the other side, everybody's connected.
Right.
Right.
Yep. Yep. So.
Yeah, I think my mom's a little bit narcissistic, and she'll say things, and she'll say them over and over and over, and I'll go, I know that's not the truth. Are you trying to convince me, or do you feel better? Are you convincing yourself, or I'm confused here?
Because they're always right, so they'll never admit they're wrong.
Yeah, Deanne, I have the same kind of thing going on with my mom. She's a little bit narcissistic.
A little bit.
And my sister, too. So I'm used to dealing with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He's not going to say, he's not going to go down with that. They're going to have to, even when they find, they could come right with the proof, take him away in cuffs, he'll be screaming the whole time, I'm innocent.
That's okay as long as he's locked up.
Every time, I'm innocent, I didn't do this, you're going to see, there's so much corruption here. He's going to look for any case of corruption and liken it to that. And then people are going to, that people that know that we're not stupid. There is corruption. There is, problems. So he's going to draw on that and try to say that that's what this is. But that doesn't mean that everything is corrupt and every agency is corrupt and everything is in cahoots. It doesn't. But he's going to draw on that.
Well, that's what doesn't make sense about this one. It's 3 different counties, 3 different sets of law enforcement, 3 different
doctors,
DFS,
all the different doctors.
Departments.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, there are people that don't do their job. It can't be all of these.
Right. Now he's going to get another. They're getting another amicus attorney. Of course, she, if she doesn't say what he wants, then something's going to be wrong with her, and it'll be the same thing over and over again.
Well, that other judge kept pushing them together, and I thought, yeah, I don't know that you can.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, my guess is they'll back it. If he gets to see him at all, it'll be supervised visits. And it needs to be, mom can't keep.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think we're going to see some stuff happening this week. I think you think so too, Deanna, right? Deanne.
Yeah. My guess is tomorrow.
Mm.
If they convince the judge to change his mind and hear it, there's something going on.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll just see.
But we also don't know that DFS hasn't made another visit to his house.
Well, they did the other day when he said
they
that
might have made another one, though.
Oh, yeah. Another one. Yeah. Could be.
And we don't know. They did take pictures, so we don't know what was in the pictures they took.
Right. Yep. And there's plenty on social media for them to see that they could say, hey, this is not good. If this is true, this child is being exploited.
He kind of burned his bridge when you had to have a judge run away and lawyers not be able to open their offices and people in fear. Yeah. And it's still going to be that way. I can see Kelly at the grocery store shopping and people throwing stuff at her.
Oh, of course.
This is going to be a nightmare for a long time.
In that group, you were in that group until today, you said, right?
Yep.
And you see the hate that was stirred up in that group from those people. I just want to go there, want to keep punching her in the face. They're calling her egg donor.
Give me her address. I'll drive 2 states away.
Right.
Stalk her house.
She's nothing but an egg donor. Was she allowed to go on there? They've already, tried her. She's guilty. Tie her to the stake and burn her up, kind of thing. And
Kourtney is such a better real mother. I can't even believe
the pictures too. The real mother. This is the real mother. This is what a mother is. Yeah, they don't know anything about this person, but they know that that's what a mother is.
Yep.
They don't know anything about either of them. One they're tying to the stake and burning, and the other one they're sanctifying. So
it just takes common sense to look at some of it.
It's frustrating. It
is, and then they go on attack, and the trolls come out because someone saw me. I made a comment about something, and they said, they try to get. They say, oh, they start bringing my son into it, and then they start saying, I know that you would never do this, that, or the other thing, right? You can't speak out against Michael Long. They go through the whole thing again. That's because, and it's like, and then I go to look at the profile. It was just created 2 days ago. So when I mention that, then I'm hit back with another troll that says, oh, come on. Why would you look at the profile? But they're on defense mode. And anytime they see anybody, especially someone that may have an influence, they're going to try to stop you and try to say, don't do this, you don't know this, or you don't know that. And they're going to throw every card out there, just like that one with the purple bow was telling people that, God, I'm like, oh, you're speaking for God now? Okay. Yeah, you don't speak for God. I hate to tell you that. But yeah, saying that, if you doubt Michael, God is going to judge you. And it's like, really? Because I think if I just took Michael and you find out that he manufactured this whole thing and you're telling people this, maybe you're the one that's going to be judged. Okay, but either way, you shouldn't be throwing that in anyone's face in order to scare them to go to your thinking. So.
No.
Invisible. I'm worried about him disappearing with him.
Yeah. Or worse.
These people would hide him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. Yeah. And he's got a lot of connections now. All these people, he could have a whole underground, you know?
That worries me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a lot of trolls in this case. There's a lot of trolls.
Yeah. There are.
No, I hope they can prove that he caused all this, so at least he ends up with some criminal charges.
Yeah. I hope, they have, I just think that anyone that sees the exploitation, especially if, she is a victim of SA, that is just, they're going to see she's going to have lifelong trauma from that. Because you have lifelong trauma from SA, but then when you're exploited like that, on top,
exactly,
it's ridiculous.
That's what I was trying to say, Carolyn.
Yeah,
I was trying to say, I can't, back when I was younger, when I was 12,
right?
I was around her age.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine. And then she's going to grow up and she's going to see all of this. This is going to stick with her for life.
Of course. Everybody's going to say, oh, you were the little girl whose father, And then what's worse is, even if it's a case of the, let's say she didn't have any SA done to her, it's parental alienation, she's still going to have people that don't understand parental alienation and the pressure she was under, and they're going to say, you were a liar, you did this, and she's going to have all these stigmas because of what he did. It's going to be bad enough if he did the parental alienation without exploiting their child, but now she's going to be at the scrutiny of everybody unless they, change her name, go away somewhere, and just never,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If she ever actually gets assaulted, they will never be able to convict the offender. Never.
Mm-hmm. Right. He's just, either any way you slice it, whether she was the victim of SA or it's the parental alienation, he's destroyed her life.
Well, I would just watch the video again where he explains that she says, "Oh, Daddy, scream it, so everybody can hear it." I thought, no way. That's the last thing.
Right. I'm upset that they even let it go on like this long and that he didn't have to obey a gag order, and just because that's, it's really bad.
They did release the gag order. I did hear that when I watched it again.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, they should not have done that.
No,
they should not have done that.
No.
It wouldn't have stopped him anyways, though.
No, but at least maybe, they could have jumped in sooner. They could have been reported that, look, he did this and, he's in contempt. And so, but that was a huge mistake, because you saw in the Zoom meeting when she said that, and she was going to say that his eyes went crazy. Like, no, I need that social media. You're not taking me off social media.
Yep.
I need that. That's how I'm going to get this out there.
It's all about the stardom.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about him.
Yep. I got to go on the interviews. I have to go on this. I have to go on that.
You did too.
Yeah. Yep. So, just really a shame. I hope that something does happen tomorrow to get those kids to a safe place, and then sort through what the real evidence is and get those evaluations done and do something, because you can't wait till the 27th of October. That's insane.
Well, this judge, being a usual criminal judge, won't put up with all of this family court stuff.
Well, yeah, you need a strong judge. Yeah.
Yeah, family court is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
A mess, and I know it's county by county. Every county is different, but in this particular case, I mean, look at the facts.
It's the participants.
Well, yes, the participants, but we have to look at the facts.
Right, absolutely. And it's not we, it's the court, and he just thinks everything is going to be in the court of public opinion, and it's not going to be like that. It's
No.
should have never been broadcast out there like that. And, when he said, oh, it was her privacy or her safety. Yeah, well, by doing what he did, he destroyed her safety in every way, because he's got all a bunch of crazy people looking at this child now. And do you notice the way he dresses her? Very short, like.
Mm-hmm.
What was that gold disco skirt?
Disturbing.
It is disturbing.
What was that, Ian?
Because he knows eyes are on that child now.
Exactly.
And there's really sick people that get off by thinking about what
it
he's
reminds
alleging.
me of the John Bonet.
Mm-hmm.
How they dressed her up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. She was a child.
And he put up those, what was really gross, when he put up those younger pictures of her where she was against the fence with her head cocked. And why would he dig those out and put those up? It's really disturbing. It's so disturbing, his behavior.
He had lots of time on his hands to reminisce.
Yeah. Just, look at he goes like, look at these pictures that I just found tonight. And of course, him being like this adoring dad, he found those pictures and put them together. And he's writing his whole story. These will be great in the documentary. These will look wonderful.
A girl that I do several cases with,
Mm-hmm.
we got really into it tonight, but she is just all into believing that she could not act like that in the car, that was real.
See, and I don't see that at all. I see that the alienation is, I know. People are like, no, she couldn't grip headrest okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the hearing, they say that's an hour long, and when you see the rest of the video in context.
But it's just that at times she calms down and she talks to the grandmother and she says, no, I would have gone with you if you would have just not grabbed me. Like, she loses track of stuff in there, like what she's supposed to be saying. But the one thing is, in the beginning, when she's screaming and screaming and screaming, she leans forward as if there was maybe a little reminder of something that she needed to say.
Yeah.
And it doesn't jive with what she's saying, and she puts that term in there, and it's about something in the court, and it's just, I'm like, oh, come on, that right there, and you could see that she leaned forward, and I would totally bet he's like, I'll put these two little initials here, that'll jog your memory about what you have to say there, and people will say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that, but because I do believe it's parental alienation. And he's trying to make her hate her mother because he's so upset about the situation.
What dawned on me today was that was the first time we've ever seen him in the driver's seat, because he doesn't drive he's lost his license.
And he says how mad he was and furious, right? But he wasn't. He was so...
No, that was the weirdest thing there was. That he would have had to gotten out of the passenger seat to sit over in the driver's seat to stage all that. But, he knew the whole world was going to see it.
Right, and now they says, why didn't you open the door next to her? And he says, oh, it was open. She must have locked it. He throws everybody behind the bus, under the bus, but himself. He never did anything.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Absolutely, yeah. And so he couldn't just click the lock in the front and open the door? No, he wanted them to have to reach in. That was all staged. I'm sorry, that's my opinion.
Have you heard the video where he mentions the excited utterance?
The which
that
one?
She hadn't been believed all the times before now because there had been no excited utterance.
Now, where's that? Which one?
It's the very first one he did. I can't remember whose tube it's on, but it's the first one that came out.
Is it the one with the car or not?
No, he's sitting on a bench outside, but the light isn't behind him this time.
Oh, okay. So I think it must be the dad one.
It's September first.
Well, yeah, that would have been
I
way.
think it said. According to one of them, it said it was the very first one.
Okay, and what did it say?
He starts off the video and says, this has only been happening for, since April, and we don't know how to handle it, and we don't know what to do. But then he admits that when this happened before, the courts are hard and it's not fair, and they don't believe you unless you have what he learned in court was you need to have an excited utterance where you're crying, and you went, dang, it was a performance. He knew that she had to have a breakdown.
Right.
To be believed.
Yep.
And he says, I learned in court that unless they have that, they're not believed.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I went, ugh.
Yeah.
You have to have a breakdown. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Yeah.
That's my paraphrasing, but he just, I learned it's an excited utterance, and
Right.
you have to be crying, and it has to be spontaneous, and it has to be big.
Yeah, and I just think just that
But he
video, the
created.
way they led up to it, where he was recording her on the grounds first, and he was so calm and just like, he wasn't no, we have to go.
Come
Come
on.
on, let's go. Yeah. Oh, let me just get. Oh, and then people were saying, no, that they told him he has to record that, but. If you were really upset about that, you think you're sending your daughter back to where she's going to be gang assaulted, you would not be calm like that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you would not
be.
be calm. No father would be calm in that situation. Absolutely
Right.
not.
No, and that's what he goes, I was so
Absolutely not.
angry. I'm like, you weren't angry. You were like unbelievably like tranquilizer, calm, just ridiculous.
Yes, he owes enough back support that they have taken away his driver's license.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Just really, I saw the video where he mentioned nobody believed SL because there was no excited utterance. So they needed
Yes.
the video to prove it. That's exactly what Deanne was saying, the invisible path.
Which tells you the whole thing was a setup. He explains that she wasn't, after he tells you this is the first time, then he explains she wasn't believed before.
Right.
Because in court, he learned that you have to have an excited utterance. Yep. The whole thing was a setup.
Susie says, can we discuss the new kitten? Do you think he used the kitten as a bribe? Also now that she
Absolutely.
has the kitten,
It's
it
a
can be used
kitten.
as a way to... Oh, absolutely, Susie. Absolutely.
She wants to live with the kitten. She wants to live where the kitten is.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
What
and it's an
child
emotional
doesn't like
support
that?
animal.
Exactly.
When
I
you
had
only have
dogs
temporary
growing up.
custody, you don't go get a pet.
Right.
No.
It's
And-
just, it's so many things that she got the he's trying to, that's what I'm saying, it speaks so much to alienation because he's giving her all these little rewards every time she does what he wants her to do. And, he tells her how much he hates the mother, and you can imagine what he's saying, and getting her, some of these kids even go on to start believing this stuff, and it's crazy. But she doesn't want to disappoint him, and she knows he probably sulks and makes her feel horrible if she doesn't do what he says. And you know what? I'm going to get depressed again, and I might do something to myself if you don't live here. And, all that kind of stuff that they put on the kids in those kind of things.
Yeah, the cat made me the maddest.
Right? And the cat's got to stay here, and so you can't take the cat if you go back there. The cat has to stay here because your mother hates cats. She's killed cats. They say so many things.
Killed cats. That's ridiculous.
No, he didn't say it. I'm saying parental alienation. That's how it goes. Because, right, they've got to have the kid there. They've got to have the kid hate the other parent. So if he said you could take the cat,
I
and
used
take
a pet
it.
too.
What?
I sent him home with a hamster and a guitar.
Parenting. Oh, use pets, yeah. And then he'll say that's why she can't take the cat, because they'd say, well, why can't she take the cat? No, because then he'll tell her, don't tell anybody, but we can't let
Well,
anybody
don't
know that
tell-
mommy's
yeah,
done
don't
this
tell.
and mommy's done that to cats and she doesn't like cats and
Yeah.
My son's dad actually bought him one of those Orange County chopper bikes with the big tires,
yeah.
and then told him that if he asked to bring it to the house, they would return it to Walmart.
Well, interesting thing. Now that I think back, when I was younger, and when the R happened, there were dogs there, and they knew that I loved dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm wondering now, and now I'm thinking back, and it's kind of coming back to me
Mm-hmm.
about going over to their house to see the dogs and being excited because I love dogs.
Right.
I always love dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense with the cat.
Right. Right.
And that's disgusting. It's just disgusting to me.
Right, and he's trying to buy her love, her admiration, her support. He's trying to buy it with all these gifts, telling her you're going to get a horse and you're going to see Taylor Swift and probably that we're going to get this.
She missed him. He had been gone to Arizona for 8 months.
I know, right?
sure
That's
she
another
missed
thing.
him.
That's like giant red flags. Like he said, I put them to sleep every night, really, but then you just went off for 8 months and you didn't even call them because she said he didn't even call, and he admits it. He says, Kelly says, if you would have called and let me know you were coming back, I wouldn't have taken that job in Frisco.
I love the babysit comment. I babysit my kids every day.
Right? Yeah. So it's just, he's, goes from putting them to bed every night to not even calling them and moving away. And then he says, so he got, right together with Kourtney, and who knows, he says his wife was cheating, and I bet you that's not true either, but we have to see if that evidence come out.
It looks to me like Kourtney's doing the caregiving. Kourtney knew the name of the cat. He didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Kourtney knew the name. It's Kourtney doing the
Well, she's the
caregiving.
one that brought the cat in the carrier in that staged video.
He didn't even know the cat's name when she decided to name the cat. He's not active and involved unless it's about this other thing.
Right.
The essay and the tragedy and the
Right,
and the
because it's
fame
about
and
him. He's interested
promotion.
in him. So now it's, on to the next thing that he's got to keep going with this. It can't just stop with the cat.
Nope.
He's got to be on to the next thing.
On to the next thing.
And he's
Correct.
probably telling her we're going to get, he wants that record label, and depending on where that record label, we'll have to build a house, and she's going to need a home studio, because there's the pandemic. So, she's really going to need a state-of-the-art recording studio, because that will really help her, right? That's what he's thinking. That's going to be, the therapist said, he'll try to find a therapist that'll say this, that, she should be recording music to get her feelings out there, and she has to have, it's just going to go on.
Exactly.
And that's what he's going to keep telling her. And then so whenever she goes back to the mother and she has rules and she has school and she has this and she has that, she's going to hate it and think, oh, daddy has all this. He promised me all this, right? Where's my cat? I didn't have any rules over there. I didn't have to go to bed at a certain time. I didn't have to go to school. I didn't have to go to therapy. I didn't have to do anything like that. He promised me all this stuff, and now I can't have it because I'm with, And at that age, anyway, that's like mothers and daughters. A lot of times they clash at that age because, and the girls naturally gravitate towards the father, but then they come back and to the mother. So he's picking the right age and, making all these clashes, and the mommy's going to be this bad guy that enforces all these rules and everything. So it's terrible.
A new one dawned on me today.
Mm-hmm.
When that guy is interviewing Kourtney and she looks awful, that guy from 27,
Oh, yeah.
out in front of the house,
Mm-hmm.
she explains that they had this bad relationship, or strained at times, because she'd been told that Kourtney was going to poison her food. And that was September 8th. And then we're lovey-dovey a week later on the videos, like we're perfect mother and daughter.
Oh, yeah, and all those pictures, and then everybody in the group taking the pictures
Oh,
and
but there's something to
colorizing
the
them.
poisoning food.
Yeah, that Kourtney would be right. Crazy, right? Now everything is wonderful and they're so tight that they have all this stuff going on, like he said, that Kourtney's talking to her and they made up the recordings, that whole thing by themselves. He didn't know anything about it, right?
It's all Kourtney's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lisa says he ruined her privacy, her anonymity. Yeah.
Yep.
Why, when you start talking about those things like the sugar cookie and the VD,
Oh, that was weird, right?
Why would you not take them to somebody?
Yeah.
I mean, so my boys were probably kindergarten, and I went out. It got quiet. I went out, and they're behind the rocking chair, and one of them has his pants down, and the other one's holding. And I ran into the bedroom. And, oh my God! Called the counselor. Oh, somebody's got to. They're touching each other, and something happened. And she said, "No, calm down."
Yeah. People are really quick to, these days, want to call CPS.
Well, it's better than talking about the sugar cookie 4 years later and not finding out why we're talking about sugar cookies in places they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, that was just such a weird, it was such a weird, it didn't even, like, I didn't even know where she was going with that, I don't know. I think she just pulled that out of her hat.
Yep.
Because I don't think,
but they looked at each other like it was, is this where we're going to put this?
Right.
Wait, and the sugar cookie shouldn't be a bad thing. We've already accused the grandfather and a previous fiance and an uncle. How is the sugar cookie
and the mother and the mother?
Yeah, she's going to be known for the mother that traded her for drugs and allowed this to happen. Horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very unfortunate.
It's just a case. It's a case that really brings up a lot of feelings for me personally. And that's why I'm following it.
Right.
And it's like, it's kind of bad for my mental health as somebody, who as a child was, Yeah,
sorry to hear that, yeah.
It's bad for my mental health, but I tend to follow these cases because I feel for the children that are involved.
Right. And then see, people think like, oh my gosh, if this could be parental alienation, or if people even saying that, then it's like the whole, you just have to always believe that you're not believing, but that you're saying the child's abused, but it may not be what you think the way the child's abused, and that you do look at the red flags, and there are red flags, big ones. And, you have to wait for the court before, but the violence that's being incited in those groups, I just can't even imagine, because these people are they want to kill her and they don't even know anything about it.
Yeah, Carolyn, you think about, you don't want to bring it up, but the Watts case. Remember all the crazy Facebook groups and all the crazy channels that were popping up, and
right, and how they attacked, but there wasn't even anybody like there. They attacked the family, but here they actually have such a target that they're believing that this woman, they're going, oh my gosh, and she watched, and she held a knife, and she did this, and she did that, and it's like they're off, and they have no proof of that at all, not one shred of it. But they're saying like, oh, she's better. They're going to be a savior, and you're going to have somebody, just like those people that go and kill abortion doctors because they think they're going to save the world by doing that, right? And they go do it, or they kill, anyone just to get the admiration, or feel like even if I go to jail, I freed the child from ever being in that abusive woman's care ever again. And it's really dangerous.
They don't know anything. That they're jumping into somebody's life, and they don't know anything about it.
Right. They just have that she has a big target on her head. So does the boyfriend, and so does probably anyone that's with her. And so yeah, they're just going to go off there and they think they're whatever. Some people will sacrifice their lives for that.
I know, and it's gross. It's gross.
Yeah, and it's very,
This
very
judge
dangerous.
erred on the side of caution last time. He'll err on the side of caution again.
Yeah, so
I suppose we'll see.
we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, we'll see if there's any big developments tomorrow. But he is acting out everything for the purpose of a script to fulfill a need of his, Lisa D said.
I can't see the
The chat?
chat. How do I do that?
You have to go. What are you looking at, Zoom? You'd have to go to
Yep.
YouTube. It'll be a delay, and then you can pull up the chat. But the Zoom will be delayed, so it'll be weird. So if you just want to look at the chat, because unless you have two devices, like if you are on a laptop or a tablet and your
Oh,
phone,
you know what? Let me just use my phone.
yeah, then you can pull up the chat and see the chat.
Participate with the
All right.
chat.
Okay. Let's see.
This judge erred on the side of caution
Mm-hmm.
before he will again.
Yeah.
Try to get comfortable.
This will affect their mental. My stepson was not SA, but more mentally. He started drinking and hopefully has come through. Has moved back with us. Yeah, Leanne. Yeah. Well, we don't know that, Angie. There's been motions filed by the judge. I mean, not by the judge, in the court, and now we'll see what happens tomorrow.
I'm going to get off, y'all.
Oh, okay, Deanne. It was good talking to you.
Yeah, it was
Have a
nice.
good night. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Fingers
Thanks.
crossed.
Well, he erred on the side of caution before he will again.
Yeah, hopefully. Gotta see what's going on. I mean, this is crazy. Andy, let's see what Gigi said. So I'm just gonna check if
In the chat.
you see it now.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's gone fast. You graciously said hello, and I got distracted. Not everyone wants to be on camera. This is a brave and strong woman, Kathy Drew. I missed it. What is happening tomorrow, Angie Jones?
Right. Yeah, I just told her that we think there could be something happening because of some motions filed today. Well, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, Alma, where's the hubby? You want to see the hubby real quick? He's playing a game.
He's thrilled. He's like, thanks for saying hi.
Ah,
Hello.
Hi,
there's Rocco. His name's Rocco.
Rocco. Our squirrel is Rocky. Michael refused to go to court. Yeah, right, because he doesn't, that's beneath him. He doesn't have any mental illnesses. The judge does rule in Michael's favor. That's when I think the system is completely broken. I agree, D. Parks. Very good job, Anna, going on panel, Al said.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You missed your ice cream bar. Why? Go get one, Augie. You don't miss it. Right, Deanne. I agree.
Whom is the lovely lady on screen with mommy? Anna Capri.
And you have now. Tell us about your channel. You have a channel. You make videos.
I do. I've had a channel. I just celebrated 2 years on my channel.
Congratulations.
I actually have 2 channels. The second one,
Who's happily married.
yes, happily married. I have a beauty channel, and it's hard to gain traction with those channels. So,
Yeah.
but I've had it for 2 years, and just like you, Carolyn, it's a hobby of mine, and it's fun. It's something fun to do.
Right. Right.
So,
And what is your channel so they can check it out and subscribe if they like it? What is
Awesome.
it is. I'll put it in the chat if I can.
I don't know if it'll take the. I mean, I can put it in. Is it the one you sent me?
Yeah.
All right, I can put it in.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeanette, Cheyenne got life for killing her son, Zachary.
This is Anna's channel that's going to go in now, so you can check it out.
I can't watch it. Too painful things. What people can do to a baby. It is sick, really beyond my mind. I agree, Jeanette. It is sickening.
How are they going to do the homeschool? They can't. I know. Right. But I don't think they're interested. He's just thinking he'll get a jiu-jitsu guy and a reptile guy to come in, and they're going to live on the land like that, and that's all they need. They're still trying to figure it out. Hey, the Bryan clan. Hi.
They just need to
Hi,
stop
Diana.
exploiting these children.
He's in a fantasy. I think all he's about is he's like a big kid. Like what am I going to get next? I don't want to worry about homeschooling or therapy because we might have the record label next.
The record label.
Right.
Taylor Swift.
And then he said something like, somebody said something. Oh, he didn't want to go on the big media. He wanted to talk to people on YouTube. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, that's why he was hoping you could get on Dr. Phil and Nancy Grace, which he did speak to Nancy Grace, but it looks like she's not going to air it. So yeah, I think Nancy Grace can see through it.
I'm a Nancy Grace fan.
Yeah, me too. I think she's going to see right through that, and she may air it if, depending on what comes out, by saying, "Oh, look, I saw right through this guy here. Here's this. This is what he,
Right.
She's not going to air it now.
She'll speak the truth.
Yeah.
She'll speak the truth. She's never afraid of doing that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
She would kick people off her channel all the time.
Right. That's what I'm
Mute.
saying. That's why I would be so crazy if she ever came out and said that she, thought that, because there's so many red flags and just she's not going to fall for that.
Well, she was wrong about the Watts case.
I think that, you know what that was? So let me tell you what that was. We, the ones that followed it, I think that case, we were ingrained in it. So she has so many cases, and it's like, you do your research, but it's like, just think about, if somebody just keeps throwing you a case every morning and you're trying to do it. They were not into it. That's why we were always disappointed with documentaries. Oh, they got that fact wrong. And oh, they got that one wrong. And that was wrong. And that was wrong. And it's just because when you know a case inside and out, that like for probably 90% of the people that don't even know the Watts case that you ask in the store, they don't know. She probably seems extremely knowledgeable on it. But yes, there were things her and Dr. Phil got wrong. especially about the oil tanks and the injuries that were sustained and all of that. But,
Absolutely.
you know, that I think is not, I think it's just because she didn't have time enough with all of her other cases to really concentrate as much as we did on that stuff.
Yeah, we were on it.
Yeah.
I was on it, Carolyn. I was watching your channel through all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really want to
That's
see
how I found you.
Yeah, a lot of people did. But I want to see the documentary that the parents and Frankie helped with, the one that'll be on the 30th.
Yep.
Yeah, that one I want to see because
I'm interested to see that.
I really am, because I know that they had, you know, their input, and it's made in a way that it honors the victims. So that's good. The first one like that.
That's what needs to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not to bring that up, because that's a whole nother
right. Some of the cases will also be scripted by other researchers or semi-structured by other researchers too.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
The documentary will be interesting. Yeah, the Brian Klein, I think it will.
Mm-hmm.
Yippee. I wish he would go on. Dr. Phil, Invisible Path, says because he would look like a fool. Absolutely, because no one's like just hammered him with the hard questions and kept him on there. You know, he needs like, can you imagine him on Judge Judy?
Oh.
Answer the question. You know, okay, but
he wouldn't do so. He wouldn't do so hot.
No, because I know he likes, because he likes to skirt around things, and nobody really holds his feet to the fire.
Mm-hmm. That's what they need to do, and no one's doing it. And I don't understand. I just don't get it.
Yeah, because it's just there's so many other scenarios of why, but I mean, that lawyer was connected to the case, and now it looks like the lawyer has not mentioned that case, nor did I see him sponsoring any more of the videos, but he did sponsor the videos. He did push that in front of hundreds of thousands of people for this guy, and for, you know, the YouTubers that covered it, they were sponsored. So, but then he stopped. So now, did he stop because he saw red flags and he's running for office and he didn't want to be connected with it anymore? You know, what was the reason?
Yeah, what was the reason?
To see him come against Judge Judy. Yeah, absolutely. Cheyenne, you sent me something, and I asked you for a form of social media, and then you sent me something from Bailey Pate, but there's nothing from either of you. So could you possibly send a form of social media, and then you could call in. That's all you have to do, so we see you're a real person. That's it. Very easy. Anna did it. She's all done. It's very easy. That's all you had to do, and you could come on. You only have to do it once, too. Then you can call in, then we know who you are.
Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's only the first time, just because we have so many crazy trolls that like to call in with no clothes on. And
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it happened one time. That's why we didn't see anything, because it was miniature.
Thank God. I remember the calls you used to get, though.
Oh, remember that? We used to have the number on the screen. I don't know how we didn't get even worse. I can't even. I was so new. I thought we could put the number right on the screen.
He was like, you know what? I'm going to come out there. Oh, my God. I was laughing so hard.
Crazy. So...
Your husband reminds me so much of mine. He is not afraid of the trolls.
Right. He's like, come out here. Come out here. You're not going to go home.
What's going to happen?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, we've been subscribers of yours for a long time.
Thanks. And I'll put Anna's channel in again. Guys, check it out. There you
Thank
go.
you. You didn't have to do that. That's really.
No, it's fine.
I had a rough day today.
Did you?
Yeah.
I fell asleep at my desk,
Oh no.
and my boss is catty corner from me.
Uh-huh.
I work in a law firm.
Oh gosh.
He came out, and he was like, "You have to go home," and he was like, "And don't come back to work until I tell you to."
Oh
So,
wow. Oh gosh.
woo!
Yeah.
Or why
So-
you fell asleep.
I fell asleep because I was overexhausted and overworked.
She was up working until 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
I was working until 3 a.m.
Did you
last
tell him
night.
that?
So
Did you tell him that?
Yeah, did you tell him that?
I just told him I was overexhausted. I didn't want to say too much.
She doesn't stick up for herself.
Yeah, you should. You should say, well, I'm really sorry, but I was working till 3 o'clock in the morning last night.
For
Yeah.
you. Yeah, for you.
But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Not
Maybe write an email, just explain, just say, I'm really sorry that happened, but here's why, and, and,
yeah, I've been there 3 years.
oh, wow, yeah, I would definitely
So
just write a nice
I think
email
that-
explaining.
yeah.
Great idea.
Yeah. Just say you didn't realize the time, you got so into the work you were doing, and then you didn't want to let them down, and maybe you should have called in or something, but you went because you wanted to be there, and you just couldn't keep your eyes open, and you're really sorry, and you'll be more careful and see what they say.
Nail on the head.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, hitting the nail on the head, my husband's saying.
Yeah, I mean that's all you can do, Somebody said, was he angry or sympathetic?
I think a little bit of both. He didn't come at me angry. He would never do that. But he knows I'm a hard worker.
Yeah, well, then I would definitely tell him that. Just say, I should have knocked off earlier, and maybe I should have just called out, come in a little later to sit, and taken a little rest in the morning. But I didn't want to let you down, and I wanted to do it, and I just didn't realize, sorry.
Yeah, what do you say, in that
You're saying what she
situation?
just said right there.
I
That's
know.
perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your advice and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because today I was like, it's over. It's over.
No.
New job. It's over. But we'll see what
I had
happens.
to
I mean,
talk her off the cliff today.
but what you have to do though sometimes is, if you end up in a situation like that, you should put your resume out and see what's out there just in case something bad happens. You never know.
Right. But I mean, maybe 3 years, so you want to just try to, just let him know. Because, I mean, it wasn't, you were working, so,
I definitely want to try to keep what I have. I would love to do YouTube full time.
Mm-hmm. Well, how many, do you have a lot of subscribers on your channel, or?
No. Well, I have about 253.
Okay, and it's the beauty channel, but you said you have another channel too, right?
I just started a second channel, which is like a vlog channel. It's more about my life, and
You might have better luck with that than, you know what I mean? Because it has a bigger variety. Yeah. If you send me the URL, and I'll put it in the chat for you.
Wow.
thank you.
Yeah, because you might. People like vlog channels. They do, to see what's going on in people's lives.
Yeah,
You can relate to it.
yeah.
Especially like now, even telling what just happened to you now. If people get to know you, and if you know the community, and then talk to them, they'll connect with you.
That's really awesome. Yeah. That's my dream job. But, I mean,
Soon you won't have to work.
my husband hopefully is saying soon I won't have to work.
That's
And
good.
I can just do YouTube full time, even if it doesn't work out for me.
But to keep a positive attitude, you know, like it will. It will, you know, just always believe it
Yeah.
will. Like High 61 said, your channel could blow up in a good way.
Yeah, sometimes it takes years.
It does sometimes, yeah. I mean, yeah, it does sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It all depends, you know, you never know. But if you enjoy doing it, you know, then it's something you enjoy and it's fun and you connect with people and then you have a good time with it. And then you have a win-win.
Exactly. I have had a better. I will say, my second channel, I have a really good trailer
Oh, okay.
about what it, you know, all about what
Well, that's
it's
good.
about and all that
Yeah, I
stuff.
need to
So,
get a new trailer. It's one thing I did. Yeah.
let me find. I don't. You can still see me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't have your link yet.
I'm gonna give you my link to the second channel. Mm-mm-mm. 4:30.
So where are you? Are you on the East Coast?
Yes, outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. So you're the same time as I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting late, right? Your husband and you are both night owls there?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I have strep throat, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow.
He has strep throat.
Oh,
so
no.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
Can you imagine how scared we were?
Yeah.
But he's fine.
I don't have to go to work tomorrow, though. So.
But he doesn't have to go to work tomorrow, so we'll figure out my situation tomorrow.
Were you working from home at all, or you were always...
I chose to go in 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday when we were the busiest.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, because my boss never said anything about, you know, you have to come in these days. I kind of just
I see.
came in, yeah, because of CV and everything.
Right.
I wasn't sure what to do here, so let's see if that works. I'm gonna put what? Why didn't that work? Error, try again. What is the issue?
What's it called? Is it?
Anna Beyond Beauty. I just put it in the chat, but it said...
Oh, yeah. See, I have to put it in there because otherwise it's so you don't get spam. So we don't get spam. So it's me or a moderator can put a link. That's why I'm saying if you send it to me, I'll throw it in there.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, just reply to the email. Just hit it reply and just send the link in, and I'll put it in.
That's really nice of you, Carolyn.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
No, we like to promote people in our community.
Yeah, it can be hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you'll get there.
Even if it takes me 4 years, whatever, I'll get there. it's not like I was mistreated at work, but yeah, kind of sometimes. But who isn't? I mean, if you're working under somebody, and you don't own your own business, if anytime you're working under somebody, because I had this conversation with my husband,
Right.
I said, anywhere that I go, I'm going to have a hard time sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
I just am. It's just the way the world works. If you're working for somebody,
you're building their dream, or you're building your own.
Exactly. That you said it exactly correct. Where? What? I will reply. Oh, here we go. I can reply.
Yeah, to the one you sent me, and then just hit reply and put the link in. Yeah, and I'll look at it.
Uh-huh. There we go.
Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. This is the other channel. Okay.
That's so nice of you. I was not even gonna bring that up.
No
That's
problem.
so nice of you. Oh
you're
my
welcome.
God. There's other niches maybe.
No, I think the vlog channel, like when you give more like a lifestyle channel, when you give more content, and you'll appeal to a wider base, because like you said, beauty is hard, and there's a lot of beauty channels, and there's people that did the same thing, even true crime people that started out in beauty and then changed to true crime, and then got very big doing true crime, but they weren't big with beauty. So because I think there's such a a wide, just like there's so many selections. So yeah, but vlogging, that's your own thing, that's your life. If whatever, that's individual to you. There's not going to be another you. So yeah.
Yeah. If it, I'll always have that channel, because it took me out of a really dark place.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I'm not saying to
if
stop
other
it, but I'm
channels
saying, yeah,
take
that you
off,
might find a lot of success on the vlogging, because you could do whatever you want, on there.
I know, Carolyn. I would never be. I don't know if I would ever be able to do true crime like you.
Well, but you don't have to. You be your own individual and your own take on it. And just like you're sitting here and giving your own take on it, people want to hear your own take on it.
Right. I'm just saying what you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
It's a special person.
It's hard.
Yeah, but
It's a
see, like to me,
person.
the research and all that stuff, I love it. So that's what I'm saying. So you do what you love, and whatever part you love. If you try, that's the whole thing. I think some people, and that's the mistake they make when they go on YouTube. All they're concerned about is like, well, what's big? What niche is big? And it might not even be something that appeals to them, but they're just looking at it right away. Oh, I just want to make it big. And if you do that and you don't enjoy what you're doing, same thing with blogging. And I always told everybody that. They'd say, oh, tell me how to be a blogger and get. I said, first of all, do you like writing? Because if you don't like writing, it's ridiculous to even start that, because you're never going to stay consistent with it. And then write about what you know, write about what you like. Otherwise, it's going to be a drag. And same thing with YouTube. Do what you like, what you know, and then you'll be doing what you love. But you just can't just look at something just because somebody's real popular at something. It doesn't mean that you will be, and maybe you'll be miserable even if you were, because you hate it. I'm just thinking, like, say it was something like, I don't know. Like say you hated beauty, okay, but you said, oh, the beauty bloggers are really big, and then you even end up being successful, but let's say your heart's not in it, it's going to be a drag.
Yeah.
So.
I love my beauty channel. I'll
That's
always
good.
have it, but maybe my other channel is what I'll focus on more, because having my beauty channel for 2 years and only having 250 subscribers, I mean, I should have gotten over 1,000 by now.
But don't say that, because I took a long time, because I was more focused in blogging, and YouTube was only because some of the companies I worked with, some of them wanted a video, but I wasn't really big in YouTube, and I wanted to connect. I never thought, like, I would say little things like, did you guys watch Dear John? But the people that were watching me, they weren't into true crime, so it grew very slowly. But then when my blog, this is what I mean, you can have a crisis, which I thought was a crisis. My blog went down. My server went down. I was so stressed about it. It went down during the busiest time of the year when I had the holiday gift guide, right? And
Yeah.
I was primarily a blogger, okay? And my biggest forms of social media was Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. YouTube was just like a side thing that, okay, if I put a video, okay, if I don't. And I only had like 1,000 subscribers, and it took me from 2000 and what was it, 12 when I started, to 2008, 6 years to have like 1,000 subscribers, okay? Because I really wasn't doing much except just doing these videos that I had to get. And some of them had a lot of views, like the kids, the jumpies, or sometimes these walkie-talkies would take out, but I was mostly like a review or an unboxing. And then I was like so stressed, and I said, oh my gosh, the blog is down. All these people, they need their stuff out. And I remember like the first videos I was saying, oh my gosh, guys, my blog is down. I don't know what to do. I can write on it, something. But it was the biggest blessing in disguise, because it got me to get into that Watts discovery. It got me to talk about it. And I didn't want to put up that first video. And I did it 3 different times. And then I remember I put it out there, and the response was unbelievable. And so, yeah, you can have a blessing in disguise of a crisis, you know. That's what crisis, you know, is opportunity, or, you know, I forget how that goes, but yeah, can bring a big opportunity. So this might be something you might say it was the best thing that I fell asleep at my desk or something. Yeah, you know.
Hopefully something good comes from that.
Yeah, just believe, you know, like whenever one door closes, I'm not saying give up on your job. I still want you to write the email, and because you know,
of course,
right,
of course.
Yeah, there's her channel again. So check it out, help her out, subscribe, but the company has a number of pins. Oh, that are. But anyway, I love designing bridal hair and making tiaras, Jetta says, but I can't seem to pull myself together. But you may, Jetta. Yeah, if it's something you love, just try it. Even if you put out a couple of videos just to see the response, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's slow at first, Jetta, but, you know, try.
Mommy ran coming back.
Videos here for me. CW Mark Sievers, you like, Jeanette? Mark Sievers.
The best videos for me personally were Amazing by Mommy. Very informative. If new people didn't see it, watch it on the MR. Yeah. I remember like nights where I couldn't sleep and I watched your channel and I just fell asleep to it.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that told me, like somebody that actually lives in, well, I would say the town, because our town is so darn small. She lives in the next town. And she said to me, like, I didn't even know, but when my son passed away, she wrote me this letter and she said, I live here. I don't want you to think like I'm a stalker or something, but I have this thing for your son. And I see her now in the store when I go shopping in the store. And she always, and I even saw her in Pennsylvania when I was there with Jimmy and the kids. And it's really funny because she said, you know, you got me through these nights when my husband was undergoing treatment for cancer. And you don't know that, but you did, you know, so it's amazing to be able to help people like that, you know, so yeah. So now, you know, we see each other, and she lives like literally like 5 minutes from me.
That's crazy. Yeah, I live in Pennsylvania.
Right, you know, but yeah, towards Philadelphia. But it was so weird. The first time I met her, I was coming out of the Chipotle, and she recognized me. And like she recognized me the other day in Walmart. And I'm like, how do you do that? And she's like, it's the eyes. Because you have these big masks on, right? And she's always like, Carolyn? And I'm like,
It's the eyes.
yeah. Yeah. So, but it's funny, yeah. And her husband's doing well now, so that's good. But it's the first time, Alma.
Cool.
It's the first time she's called in. Yep.
Yes, this is the first time that I've ever called into a channel, ever.
It's always got to be a first time. Yeah.
First time for everything.
That's right. And I think the more people, I keep telling people, there's like a lot of people that say, oh, I want to call in, but I'm too shy. Just go for it. Just call.
Yeah. No reason to be afraid.
Nope. But, oh my goodness, it's almost 5. So.
This channel has done more for me than I could ever explain to you, Mommy Rambling.
Aw, thanks, Sam. It's done for me too, so it's likewise. And I'll put your channel in there. And then I think we're going to say goodnight because I got up super duper. I barely slept last. I must be like you. I barely slept last night. Jimmy's like, how come you got up so early? Because you slept like an hour and a half. And I'm like, but I was like ready to get up. And then I've been going all day. And I was sewing like a maniac these liners for Rocky's cage. And then now I'm starting to feel tired. So, but it was great. I want you to call in anytime you want. And I'll go and subscribe to your channels too. And please subscribe to Anna's channel. And help her out. All right. And it was a pleasure having you on. And Deanna, thank you for calling in, Deanna. Deanne. Why do I keep calling her Deanna? Deanne, I'm terrible with names. Sorry. Almost there. But yeah, Deanne, thank you for calling in. And we'll see what happens in this case. And thank you to the moderators. Thank you all for coming. God bless you guys. Love you guys. And prayers for all that need them. And let me know how you make out with your boss.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Thanks, Anna. Don't be a stranger. Love you. Bye. 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 Say bye to your husband. Bye, Rocco.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.